back, my friends, to the show that never ends. It goes on and on and on. Come
Indeed,
inside,
it does.
come inside. We're so glad you can attend. Anyway, this is the Locacacast, episode 7?
Episode 7.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Episode 7, and we are covering chapter 99.
How far we've come. I believe the first chapter we covered on this show was chapter 92. It's way back when. Or wait, was it 93?
Yes, that would be... let me see.
Yeah, 92
it
was...
would probably be 93, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 92 was the one where Josuke, at the end, has the rocks on his face for the first time. We didn't have the podcast up and running at that point.
We can do math, folks.
Yeah, the first chapter that we discussed on the podcast was Jobin puts Yasuo in the toilet. That was our first episode.
No, I think that was later. I think that we started on I can actually pull this up.
But, yeah, I'm already trying to figure it out because now I'm confused too.
Yeah, well, no, I remember that being something that came up later though. So that's what's
the Locacacast number 1, December 2019, chapter 93.
93?
93.
Okay.
That's the
that was wait, was that before?
That's the one that cliffhanger ends on Jobin putting Yasuo in the toilet. This is the chapter where she falls off the wall.
Really? I thought we
Oh no, I'm sorry. She hasn't fallen off the wall yet. She's going to get a little bit more waterlogged before she does that.
Okay, yeah.
She has just been put in the toilet and has just started to disintegrate for the first time at the end of 93.
Okay. So that's weird though, because I thought we started this podcast like before that chapter.
I thought we did too.
I could have sworn that I could have sworn that the first chapter we covered was before all this shit started popping off.
Yeah, like it feels like that Josuke chapter where he's in the hospital getting healed and getting Rocky for the first time is like, you know, that was like the last calm before the storm, and shit's just been going down ever since. But I remember that chapter, that was one where... I'm sorry. I feel sick this morning. My stomach is weird. Anyway, motherfucking... That chapter we just talked about in Discord. And then I think I said we should have a podcast where we do this instead of just talking about it for an audience of ourselves. Which actually is still what we're doing.
Well, yeah. Content creation.
Indeed. Hey, I like the new pants on Toru. Do you see that? The little Rokakas on his pants?
Before we actually get into the chapter, we actually do have one comment to address.
For sure.
And I know how you might have missed it because like it wasn't on the latest chapter or the latest episode of the Locacacast.
Huh.
It was actually on episode 4 that we got the new comment.
Interesting.
So people are listening to the older episodes.
That's pretty cool. What was the comment?
So the comment was actually, it's an interesting comment because it was on episode 4 and it pertains to episode 3.
Maybe this guy's just catching up.
Let me just pull it up. Okay, so the comment in question is from Hibi Chika, from 1 month ago. In reference to episode number 3, the ghostly lads would objectively win by a thin margin. And Hibi Chika is talking about the Jojo Basketball Association draft game that we started. And the ghostly lads, by that I'm
assuming he means my team, the Ghostly Ripples.
Yes, the Ghostly Ripples.
Yep.
And I think I know exactly what they're getting at here, because I noticed I went back to look. They didn't provide any details about how they thought your team would
Mm-hmm.
win. Um, so I went back in and I examined the rosters, and I noticed you have Enrico Pucci, specifically the Whitesnake version,
Mm-hmm.
in your team, and that my team is heavily dependent on stand use.
Yeah,
So
I've got the hard counter.
there you go.
I think
The
we agreed
linchpin
that
of your team, the linchpin of your team is one guy.
with an ability like that, you can't just go around like taking everyone's disc and just win. But if used smartly,
Yeah, I
he
know,
could
I
really
know.
cripple your team
I think we put similar limitations on Enrico Pucci for your team and Rohan Kishibe for my team,
for sure.
where like they could only use the ability on one person for like a limited amount of time per round or per
Per
whatever
quarter.
per quarter.
Yeah. But yeah, if you used Poochie's
But
ability
still,
smart, if you got the best guy on the team
the
disabled, you know.
yeah, Diavolo is a prime target in my team, as is Dio. Although Dio could be dealt with by Jotaro Kujo 6, who is on your team.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mr. Snake Pants.
yeah,
So
I think Pucci's the key to your victory here.
so good game then. Let's shake hands.
Good
I mean,
game.
the answer has finally been
Well,
quest.
figuratively speaking, of course, because you know, not actually there.
Yeah. But did you hear what I just said? I just said the answer has finally been questioned. The question has finally been answered. The basketball game can
The
stop.
answer has finally the answer has finally been questioned.
Finally. The basketball game can stop metaphysically happening because someone thought about it and decided a winner. So that's wonderful. We can finally let those boys rest because they have been playing basketball this entire time. That's just the facts. That's how this thing works. We said the basketball game would be continuously occurring until someone speculates on a winner. And then that will actually determine the winner. So there we go. Thank you, Hibi Chica, for finally giving our teams a rest. All right. Is there
Thank you,
anything else
Hibichika.
besides comments that we should take care of before the chapter discussion starts in earnest?
No, I don't have anything else on my docket.
Well, fucking, you know what occurred to me recently? This is like, well, I mean, this isn't really like a mind-blowing revelation. We have kind of known this. But, you know how West, our group, is like an idol group? You know, like we're 9 people, and we have the same number as Muse. Good joke, lol. I like it when we form, subunits. Like smaller groups of people for specific tasks. Like, I don't know, like Mahad and Gemboy will work together on something. Like Jeremy will do the art. It's cool. So like our subunit, our pod of West does this.
So
This is our thing.
so it's funny that you mentioned that because like Muse and Aqua, the 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 older Love Live groups, their subunits are all 3 apiece.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, like one of the newer groups, I think it's Nijigaku Idol Club or whatever. Somebody can correct me on that. I'm sure. I'm sure there must be some overlap between Jojolion fans and Love Live fans, but I could be wrong.
But
Um,
are those fans, out of those fans, of like the 100 people who have even watched this show, are any of them the crossover fans?
yeah, there's me.
Oh, true, true, true.
That's me.
Oh, but you don't watch the show. Ah.
I don't watch the show. You got me. I
Sorry.
this show
Exposed.
is garbage. I would never watch it.
Dude, I like garbage.
Anyway,
Literally, I do watch this show. When I'm driving around in my car listening to podcasts and I run out, you know.
um, but yeah. So, uh, Love Live has like two new groups right now.
Weird.
And there's like one with 5 and one with 9.
Hmm.
But the one with 9 has different size subunits, which is actually really interesting. Because they've got one with 3, one with 4 and one with 2, I believe. That adds up to 9,
Interesting.
right?
Yes, because that's 6 plus
Yes,
9,
that
yeah.
adds up to 9. So the one with 2 is called Diver Diva, and that's you and me. We're Diver Diva.
Aw, hell yeah, we are, buddy. That's great. Um, I like that
Which is
this.
cool because it also sounds like Diver Down, which
Yeah,
is a JoJo thing.
and it also sounds like Diamond Dogs, which is a Metal Gear Solid thing. That's where Big Boss fucking creates his shit. Anyways, I like that this is kind of like the one thing our subunit does though. This is the Zack and Merc show. So, in light of that, since this is like the only West content we appear in consistently, this is like our show. How have you been this last month, man? Anything new? How has the month of waiting for JoJo treated you?
Let me see. Did I do anything interesting this month? Oh, okay. So some interesting stuff happened yesterday,
Hmm.
right? I had a dental appointment um, for like the first time in 5 months. It was going to be 4 months, but because of the COVID, it had to be
Right.
rescheduled.
And the dentist's office
Um,
is like a high risk place for that because they got their hands all up inside your
oh
mouth.
yeah, yeah, they're really serious about about guidelines there.
Oh
So
yeah.
like what they do now is they have you call them when you get there and stay in your car, and they come out to your car and take your temperature, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you they'll text you or call you when they're ready for you to come in, because they can only have one customer in, or one patient rather, in the office at once.
Right.
So um, when you come in, I'm not sure if this is like the same at like other dentist places, but this is how it was at like my dentist's office. Um, they have a station set up where like you have to rinse your hands with hand sanitizer first, and obviously you have to wear a mask when you come in,
Mm-hmm.
right, for everyone's safety. Um, so you rinse your hands with hand sanitizer. You go up to the desk, and you sign in. Um, and then before you actually go to have your teeth cleaned, they have you rinse with mouthwash,
Mm-hmm.
which is a new thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Normally that's afterwards and
but
optional.
but the more interesting thing happened on the way to the dentist's appointment.
Okay.
Was so when I came home the previous day, and this was yesterday. I had my appointment, so this was Friday that I came home. I had like 23 psi in one of my tires, which isn't too low, because most of them are like 29 or 30.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when I got out of my driveway, I checked the pressure reading on my tire, and it was 8 psi.
Whoa. Do you have like one of those
Yeah,
cars that has like a digital display? It'll tell you your tire pressure.
it is a digital display.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a problem with the display. It was a problem with my tires, and I thought, well, I got a leak. I should probably go into to Discount Tires. This podcast is not sponsored by Discount Tire, by the way.
Oh, of course not.
Um, anyway, so I take it into Discount Tire, and I say, hey, I think I got a leak in my tire. If we could like put some air in that, and if it won't take too long, if we could patch that. And the guy comes out to take a look at the tires, and he says, oh, this is much worse than a leak. You're actually going to need new tires, because
Oh.
the steel inside the tire is actually showing through the tire.
Oh fuck. What the hell?
Yeah, the tire, and that's on both of my front tires actually. That that this was a problem. Not just the front right one where I was reading 8 psi.
Wait, so how the fuck did your tires encounter this much wear?
So where I live, there's a winding road,
Oh yeah, you're one of
and
those.
sometimes,
I gotta drive a winding mountain road to get to and from home every fucking day, guys.
yeah, and sometimes I take those corners like at maybe too high a speed,
Yeah,
and
indeed.
I can hear it wearing on the tires, but yeah, that's how this happens.
Well, damn, you're paying the price for your driving technique, you rascal.
It was like
Shit!
$172.72 too. Not
Fuck!
inexpensive. That was for both front tires, and the guy told me that the back tires are getting close to that point
Oh,
too.
Jesus Christ. Well, that is
Yeah.
not the most positive of updates, I must say. But at least you didn't fucking not know about this issue and
Well,
then fly off the road, you
I,
know? Good you got
I
it
didn't say it
addressed.
would be good. I didn't say it would be good. I just said it would be interesting.
Yeah, indeed. Man, has anything been going on with
How
me
about
this
you?
month?
What's new with you?
I don't know. I don't even think anything really that great or cool. I've just been working. I've been delivering the pizza. Um Recently I went to Prescott, Arizona with my mom and family because it was her birthday and she's like quarantine is depressing. We need to go somewhere. We need to just find some way to leave the house just for a couple days. So we drove somewhere else in Arizona and we stayed in this cool old house that was built in fucking 1907. Like they refurbished it and they use it as like an Airbnb house now. But it was so cool. The floor plan was really tiny and really weirdly set up. Like in a modern house, you would never have the kitchen and the laundry room and the master bedroom all right next to each other. But that's just how it be in this 1907 ass house. There was no driveway because it was from before cars, you know? It was cool as fuck. Yeah.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it was an old ass house, and I went outside and had a smoke, and I noticed that the trees had faces on them, like someone had carved like an eye, and then another eye, and then a nose, and then the mouth had fallen off, and there was just this little like place where they used to hang the mouth, so it looked like the tree was going oh, just a little O for a mouth, just a little hang piece. And I sat out there and I smoked the weed and I stared at that tree for a few hours. And I learned something? Question mark. Made a friend? I don't know. But I do still think about that tree with the eyes. So I encountered a scary tree and I lived in a house from 1907 for a few days. That's what I've been up to.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we got our weird
Want to
unrelated
talk about the chapter?
anecdotes. Yeah, we got our weird unrelated anecdotes out of the way. Let's move on to actual JoJo. What the fuck is with this man's pants? Are those going to be like his actual pants in the chapter or in canon? Or is he still just going to be
You're looking at the cover first.
yes.
The he's got the Rokakaka on the one side, and it looks like
His
it looks like
same
Toru's aesthetic on the left side.
his same like frilly pattern or not frilly, more like floral. It's not frills, it's floral. Anyway, cool as fuck. He's got the Rokakaka on his pants. Cool as fuck. He's got the stand behind him. Great chapter page.
Which I think serves to pretty much at this point confirm that it is his stand.
Absolutely. I mean, this chapter was so great for like elevating Toru actually to like because you know there's always been like the ooh is he the villain or is the head doctor the villain of this arc ooh and it's like
This is
we kind
this
of
is
knew
this is this is Iraqi telling us this is the villain. This right here, this man is the villain. This
oh
guy,
yeah
this is the main villain. All events are consolidating to this man, the villain. This man, Toru, is the villain. He is the villain. You see that he's the villain? He's the villain right now.
why don't you take a look at his villainous actions and decide for yourself his villain status because like fucking Oh, no, I'll get to that when we get there. This chapter was great. We've been thinking for a while, like, oh, Toru. Like, this is like the resolution to the mystery of Toru. We get full, straight-up confirmation he is a rock human. And he is fucking way older than we thought he was.
Before we get onto that, on page fucking 2.
Page fucking 2. Dude, page 1, I was, like, excited. Page 2 was already a mind-blower. Page 2, I was already freaking out.
Do you see Hermes Costello?
Yes.
From part 6.
Yeah. And Enya the Hag.
And Enya the Hag.
And the girl from
3.
The Ring, who crawls out of your TV right below her.
Sadako.
That's who that is?
Sadako, right? I think.
I don't know her name.
Unless that's from The Grudge.
There's Prince.
Oh, Prince in the middle?
Yeah, Prince in the middle. It's a weird look for Prince, but that is like an album cover of his.
And then this woman in the bikini, is this supposed to be Mitsuba, or is this
I don't think it's supposed to be Mitsuba. I also don't think it's supposed to be Rina Higashikata, and I also don't think it's supposed to be Josefumi's mom. I don't think it's supposed to be any of the women we've seen so far. I think she's just supposed to be woman.
But you can see a bunch of other historical women. You see Joan of Arc here.
Yeah. Fucking Cher or whoever that is at the bottom. I actually don't know who that is. Cleopatra.
Wait, are you sure this is Prince then? Because like all these people are women.
Well, no. What about right above the picture that I think is Prince? That's a man.
Is that a man?
I mean, look
He's talking
at
about
him.
rock human females.
I don't know. Prince is kind of androgyny. I heard somebody say that was Prince, and I just accepted it. Maybe
Could be.
I'm wrong.
I don't know.
Anyways, but why the fuck did he draw Hermes Costello? What the hell? I mean, that's so strange.
Or Enya, for that matter.
This page immediately had me freaking out and had my mind going berserk, but I'm not sure if... I mean, I'm certain Hermes is not a rock human. I mean, like, we see her bleed. Like,
and this can wait, are you talking you're saying
in part 6
that
like, we see her bleed, we see the inside of her flesh, and it's not Rocky, unless he's implying that this universe's Hermes Costello is a rock human and we just haven't met her.
Well no, because she looks the same. I think it's just to because he's talking about how they're visually indistinguishable from human women,
right?
So
he's giving you a page full of ladies and being like,
which one's a rock human?
Any one of these could be rock. But yeah, that's just so strange that he decides to draw those two characters specifically. And are those even new drawings? I can't tell. That Hermes one...
they look like the older styles.
Yeah, that Hermes one...
The Enya one in particular looks like his part 3 style.
Right. That Hermes one has the old JoJo nose. It doesn't have the new realistic nose that he draws. And Enya as well looks like she's from her part. But do you remember in part 7, the Enya of this universe? She appears in one panel. One panel only. She tells Poco Loco's fortune right at the beginning.
I think that I don't remember it being a thing, but sure.
Would you like me to give you the panel? But she does exist. They don't name her Enya or even call her anything. There's just one panel of her giving Poco Loco his fortune read. And that's when...
And she just looks like Enya, so...
Exactly like Enya, yes. Like, literally...
That's how you're supposed to make the connection?
Yeah, I mean, literally Araki was like, should I design a new fortune teller character? Nah, I'll just draw Enya again. So he did. And I respect that. But the point is she's the one who tells Poco Loco...
Is this the Enya from part 7?
Yeah,
Is this the Enya from part 7, or is this the Enya from part 3?
I'm saying that there is an Enya in part 7, and it's just an exact duplicate of the one from part 3.
Because if you pull up the panel where she appears in part 7, we can probably tell if this is meant to be that Enya.
All right, well, let's pull it up then.
Because this looks like the part 3 Enya. I'm not. I don't remember the part 7 Enya.
Yeah, I will pull it up. I'm pretty sure they are exactly the same, but it's in
but I think
one of the first chapters.
I think this is his part 3 style, though.
Hold on one sec. So I'm at the part with Sandman. This is the first chapter. It's like really right around here, right where they're introducing all these characters. Sandman, fucking Steven Steele. Where's Pocoloco? Oh, yep, this is it. This is it. Wow, chapter number 2 of part 7 of JoJo. The first page introduces Pocoloco. He's laying on his back counting the clouds in the sky. Like, Pocoloco is such a great character. I went down to the city. I asked some gypsy landlady to tell my fortune.
Is part 7 the longest we went before meeting the main character of the part?
I'm pretty sure it is, yes. Because, fucking Jonathan, Joseph, Jotaro, Josuke, Giorno, and Jolene, we all meet, like, immediately, like, in the first chapter. Johnny is the only one where we fucking really take our time. Let me see.
Josuke 8, I believe we meet at the end of the first chapter.
Yeah. Alright, so... Pocoloco. Oh, Johnny's backstory. Man, I'm having a difficult time naturally finding it just by paging through. I may have to look up exactly where it occurs.
Well, while you're looking for that, we can talk about the continuation of these references to past parts with page 14 and 15.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is it! This is it! This is it! Alright.
Or, fuck me, we can just look at that panel first.
Sorry, man, I found it. I found it just in time.
That's fine.
Here we go. Pictures, Honeyview, and where's the manga at? Volume, what? This one. Here we go. Alright, so check that out. I am uploading it as we speak.
Okay, so it is Enya from part 3.
Definitely.
That's on page 2.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Because he would have, if he had redrawn Enya, she would look more like this. Like the part 7 one. So he definitely just reused an old image. Which makes sense, because a lot of the other things on that first page look like pictures that have been, like, edited, you know? Not necessarily drawings.
Yeah. Yeah. So, speaking of part 7, page 14 has a spread that's basically dedicated to part 7.
Yeah, and it finally confirms something that I have been thinking about for a while, which is, yes, indeed, the fucking ground at Morio is a devil's palm. I really like that. Been waiting for that one.
Yeah, yeah. You see the briefcase from the Speedwagon Foundation.
Yup. And by the way, I think that's actually a reveal that was the Speedwagon Foundation. Because I believe when they said that the Johnny people recovered the corpse parts, they said it was just like U.S. agents, you know? Like the same people who were guarding it in the first place. I didn't know it was the damn Speedwagon Foundation.
Who is this woman in the suit? Do we know who this woman in the suit is?
Bro, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Lucy Steele.
It looks like Lucy Steele.
Because look,
because you see Lucy Steele like right next to her.
Not only that,
the same face,
not only that,
sure.
Not only that, but she is completing the sentence that the Lucy Steele figure says in the previous panel, as if she's one person saying one thing over the course of some time. The Devil's Palm and the Ground of Morio. And she's the person who knows about the Devil's Palm, who would even have a point of comparison.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm pretty sure this is a reveal that Lucy Steele was on the team of people who went back to recover the corpse after Johnny used it and killed himself.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, like, given her involvement with that,
Mm-hmm.
she's somebody you would definitely want to have on the team.
Yeah.
But page 14 is interesting, but where it really gets intriguing is page 15.
Yeah.
Because check this out. You got the stone mask.
Being worn by a
arrow.
debatable individual.
You got the arrow. And then you got the walleyes down here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this is crazy. Like other than like one extra chapter in part 7, I don't think we've ever seen any mention of the stone mask or the arrow in this new universe.
Yeah. This
is
very
definitely
much,
the first appearance of the stone mask in this universe.
This very much is like the chapter 10.5 from Steel Ball Run of this universe. Or not universe, but of this part. Because chapter 10.5 from Steel Ball Run had a bunch of stuff that was like, okay, this is how stands worked in the old universe. This is how they are here. Here's like a point of comparison from this new universe to the old one. Like it was trying to give you like that feeling of like this does, of having it all laid out before you and like understanding the connections. Like this page right here, I feel like perfectly illustrates, or it at least is trying to illustrate and drive home, like, hey, each JoJo story has like one crazy, unnatural, supernatural thing in it from which the story like expands outward from.
MacGuffin.
Yeah, like the stone mask, the arrows, the fucking arrows again, the arrows some more, and then the fucking devil's palm and the
then stand
Locacacast.
discs.
Oh yeah, true. Discs.
Let's not forget the one that they omitted from this page.
Yeah, true, but
The fucking CDs. Poochie's mixtape.
Yeah, but if you put that in, then you'd have to put in like Kira or something. Or no, that's not a. Pretend I didn't say that. That was stupid. But like he's a villain, He's not necessarily MacGuffin Man.
Yeah, but all of his powers are derived from the arrow, so you're still getting that.
Oh, dude, everyone's powers are derived from the arrow. Deafening silence. Owned. Epically owned. Anyways.
No, they aren't. No, they aren't. Tonio.
Oh, okay, you got me. Wait, okay, but hold on now. Those people have to have like parents as stand users, right? Can you just be a purely natural stand user?
You can be a naturally occurring stand user if you try hard enough.
Yeah, they do say that about Tonio. His mastery of his craft brought forth a stand. He didn't like have one and then awakened it. It's pretty dope.
That's a trope that I really love in like series like this, where like you have all these super powered badasses, right? And then you have the one guy who's like, I just trained really, really fucking hard just to be on the same level as these people who are just naturally gifted.
The badass normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although that wouldn't be a totally normal because they have a stand. It would be like, I don't know.
Well, it's kind of the same because like all these these badass normals are obviously like they don't follow the same laws of physics or whatever as like actual people in the real world all the time. It's clearly artistic license with anatomy and fitness and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, I was reading about the child who grabs the bee and is raised by bees.
Basically, what I'm saying is like there are long distance runners and there are weightlifters, but there are no people who just are the best at both.
Yeah, true, true,
Because
true.
it's not something you can it's not something that happens. There aren't enough hours in the day to train all of that up to be at like the peak in both fields.
True. You gotta specialize. Speaking of which, rock human mothers specialize in cruelty. Because, like, damn. You really just be gestating a baby for 9 whole months and then you just leave it next to a fucking dead tree? God damn. I don't know if I would be able to do that, you know? If I could be that cold. But I guess that's why it never works with a rock human father and a human mother. It's because the human mother will try to love the child. She won't have the guts to do this thing and leave it in the woods. Which is how rock children need to grow up, I guess.
This is like the exposition chapter of this whole part. It's like, okay, shut up. Now we'll explain what the hell rock humans are.
Yeah.
We're 99 chapters in. Now we're gonna fucking explain the biology.
But you know what,
of the
though?
main antagonists.
But you know what, though? It was worth it, and it made sense. Like, I fully commend Araki on this. Like, we've gotten, like, little info dumps about the rock humans before, but, like, we still didn't really know, like, what truly their deal is, what their purpose is, why they're here.
It's also crazy just how much detail he goes into, because he starts off talking about the life cycle of a rock human,
right?
And then at some point he goes into like also their DNA has silicone instead of carbon, and also like their some kind of evolutionary safeguard against the failure of carbon-based life forms.
But, like, that's such a good explanation for why they exist in the first place. Like, I mean, Araki has to... In order to make something like this in your story, you have to zoom out, and then zoom out, and then zoom out some more. Because it's like, okay, I have a race of rock people in my story. How did they get here? You know? Or am I going to make them, like, from space? Am I going to make them, like, supernatural? The explanation that they are literally just another branch of life... that, like, God's hedging his bets. He made silicone-based life as well, just in case. Well, that's such a natural explanation.
I'm commending him on this because, like, no other author would actually put in that much thought about, like, how this about how this race functions, about their role in, like, the grand scheme of life, and
their
about how,
role...
like,
in relation to other races, and also, like, why they don't have their own rock human societies. It all makes, like, really logical sense. Like, first of all, they don't have needs in the same way humans do. Like, they are rocks. They can live outside. They don't necessarily need, like, food and shelter and their basic needs met in the same way we do. So, having this be known, why would they create societies? Why would they build settlements?
It's like that song says, I am a rock, I am an island.
Wow.
Which brings us back to
Yotsuyu Yagiyama. Yes!
Send someone up on the ladder!
Send someone up! We gotta change the sign! Oh my god. 0 days since Yotsuyu.
We are never gonna not mention that.
No, because he's a great fight, and he's a great character design. He's sexy as hell. He should have been in more of Jojolion. Seriously, Yotsuyu is hot. I love him.
I'm fairly certain we'll see him again.
I fucking hope we do.
Like, now that his Stan's name is more applicable than ever.
I know! Like, I can't believe that. Like, he just... Back when he first said, I am a rock, I am an island, I was like, that's funny, Araki. You couldn't stop yourself from using the rest of the song lyric when you said the first part. I understand you. You know. That's just funny. But now it turns out, like, no, he literally... He literally was describing that he is an island. It's incredible. Like, it just was like a funny, out of place thing to me, but no, it was lore. You don't understand. That's so dope. But yeah, so fucking, let's just go through the chapter and talk about the craziness.
He actually does make an appearance in this chapter, though, as well.
Yeah. As part of the Damukan group.
Which, by the way, if we can talk about page 13, by the way, I noticed Araki still doesn't know how to draw butt cracks.
Yeah, like, okay, what is up with this? Like, he gets better and better at drawing the human form all the time. He has got the upper back and, like, the chest and arms down. He's getting so good at the legs. But, like, he just...
Everything down to the hip. Everything from the hips up is fine.
He just doesn't know how to connect the two parts. Like, it's just the connection.
Once you get down there, this is once you get down below the hips, this is where the problem starts.
Yeah.
He doesn't draw the butt crack.
Yeah.
And what the hell is going on with these feet?
I don't know. Like, the perspective is so weird. He's like a hobbit or something. He's like a hobbit. And also, like, can we talk about, like, I don't know why Araki feels the need to have the butts go out so far to the side. Like, everyone has, like, a pear-shaped ass. Like, I don't understand. Like, Toru is not that thick. I know this for a fact.
Jojolion is the most sexual of the JoJo parts.
I made part 8 of JoJo more erotic on purpose to make you uncomfortable. Also, that's just Toru's hair.
I'm very uncomfortable staring at Toru's no butt crack.
The lack of butt crack. Maybe that's going to be the next chapter. Rock humans, when they first come out of their wasp stage, have no butt crack, but acquire one as time goes on.
Well. Also remember.
A butt crack will form on their body.
Josuke doesn't have a butt crack either.
Oh, God.
If you go back to, like, the very first chapter, or maybe it's the second chapter, you can see he doesn't have a butt crack either.
Right. Bro, cinematic parallels. Both Toru and Josuke come out of the ground naked with no butt crack. Just sort of walking around. And they both got hats on. Toru's is just his hair, but it could easily be mistaken for a hat.
It reminds me of a movie. You may have heard of it, called Terminator. You know.
I bet that sounded really bad. They shook my whole desk.
I wonder if Araki was like, the main protagonist and the main villain walking around naked. I wonder if he got this parallel from Terminator, or if this is like if he just decided to do this on his own.
Well, you know,
because I know he's a fan of American movies.
Right. And I'm not sure which one it is, but I'm not even going to speculate. I'm just going to say that I'm pretty sure Araki does like Terminator. Because it's a really great series of movies. And it's also, like, unnecessarily erotic. You know? They be teleporting naked. Arnold's talking to the dudes with his dick out.
There are far worse places to draw inspiration from than Terminator. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm not going to fault him for it if that was where this came from.
Yeah, who knows?
But you were talking about Terminator being pretty erotic.
It is.
Do you remember the bar scene from Terminator 2 where he walks in and, like, the waitress actually looks down and is like,
Yeah, I do remember that. Not so clearly the fucking waitress, but I remember that whole scene. They censor his dick like Austin Powers. It's pretty cool. I thought that was funny as a kid. That was the funniest thing ever.
I just love that. I just love that.
The waitress's reaction.
The implication that that the T-800 is fully equipped.
Oh yeah, of course.
So to speak.
I mean, like, have you seen in Terminator 2 the part where the naked guy teleports in and they like didn't totally airbrush out his dick and balls?
Oh, are you talking about the T-1000?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. From T2. There's a
Um,
part where you can just sort of see his grundle.
I might have missed that one.
I mean,
I
it's
might have
like
missed that one.
he's like kneeling and like his leg is in front of his dick and balls, but like light flashes behind him. Like there's some sort of effect like lighting up. And you can just see his grundle like hanging down underneath. It's funny. They just didn't airbrush that out. Whoops.
It, if we can be allowed to go on this tangent for just a while longer,
Sure.
I still got to air my grievances with the marketing campaign for Terminator 2.
This is a deep
Um,
cut. We're gonna start talking
which
about the
fucking
marketing campaign for T2.
which fucking gave away the game. Because
Right.
if you
That
notice
Arnold's a
how
good guy.
Terminator 2 is shot, up
Right.
until the hallway scene,
They keep
the
the tension. They keep the
T1000
tension.
never does the T1000 never does anything explicit to give away the fact that he's a machine. Um, and Arnie's character
Doesn't do anything to indicate
doesn't
he's the good guy.
doesn't do anything to indicate he's the good guy.
And he's walking down the
You know?
hallway with that box, and you know he's got the shotgun in it because you've seen the first movie. You know how this game goes, and you're like, they're gonna kill him until he goes, get down. It's cool as fuck.
He pulls the shotgun out of the box. The rose hits the floor. He steps on the rose, and then he starts pointing the shotgun. And it's like, that is such a great scene, unless you've seen anything
The trailer,
in
yeah.
marketing.
Yeah. Well, that's one of those movies where that just happened and it's sad and it sucks. Like I have no defense for that. They literally did just ruin the first 20 minutes, the tension of that in the trailer, and there's no surviving that.
And it really sucks because nobody can ever get the pure experience ever again.
Right. I mean,
You know?
I heard about that when I didn't care about movies yet. Somebody was like, "Oh, hey, whatever. Isn't that stupid?" Oh no, I was listening to the Rooster Teeth podcast, and Bernie Burns was talking about this. He's like, "You remember T2? You remember how we all loved that movie so much? You remember how they fucking ruined it in the commercial?" And he goes and talks about this. So I had it just told to me like that. Like I never saw the commercial, but somebody just said that to me because I was listening to a podcast, and then I saw the movie, and I was like, "Huh, yeah, that could have actually would have been nice if that had been kept under wraps."
I saw a great recut of the Terminator 2 trailer that it's a recut that removes the spoilers, and actually I would have gone to see that movie in a heartbeat. Like that looks like so good. Um, but yeah, I'll probably send that to you if I can find it after this.
Yeah, that'd
So
be
you can
cool to
see
see.
it.
But yeah, Araki does not know how to draw the lower back into butt crack area. He's still struggling.
Now that we've talked about Terminator 2 enough,
Yeah. I bet Araki
we
likes
filled our
those
Terminator
movies.
2 quota for this podcast.
Yeah. Anyways, fucking what else? What were we talking about before we did that? Do you want to talk about any of this insect shit? How did you feel about this craziness?
Well, let's about are you referring to the flashback or
No, I'm just referring to right after the.
Mamazuko and Norisuke, or
Oh, I was
or are you
talking about the rock
the
human raised by bees type shit. How did you?
Um,
What was your thought process when you were reading this? Were you like,
I thought
what the fuck?
that's weird. Um, that's probably the weirdest thing in Jojolion so far, honestly,
Potentially.
is that the rock humans are raised by bees. And it's weird
Raised
because
by
do
bees,
they
dude.
even it's weird because the rock humans are what is the size of these things
I
now?
don't
Because
know.
are those really big bees or are they really small babies?
Okay, well, hold on a second. A newborn.
Like, does the rock human female just poop out like a little pebble, and that's the baby?
Yes, literally. You gotta listen to this. A newborn rock human has an average body length of 28 millimeters and a weight of 15 grams. 28 millimeters! Let me look up how much 28 millimeters is. 1.1 inch!
What is that inches? Okay.
So this child is the size of like a Tic Tac. He's 1 inch tall.
They literally poop out a pebble.
I mean, fucking, she didn't look pregnant. I mean, I bet that makes the whole delivery process way easier. You know, you just like, just comes out easy.
Well,
smaller than a turd, you know.
They also have like a 6-month incubation period rather than 9 months. Which actually I think is still too long considering the size of the baby.
I don't fucking know. Hey, but okay, so some stuff that I really want to talk about in regards to this rock humans raised by bees shit. Oh, damn it. Where was I going to go with that? I'm sorry. I just blanked right after I said that. Oh, right. Okay, so first of all, you know how I was talking a moment ago, Araki gave us a really great, really realistic explanation of, like, what rock humans are and why they're here. Like, an explanation that makes sense for the theoretical, like, creator god of JoJo. I like how we also get a good explanation for why rock humans don't straight up just outnumber humans at this point. Because if they've been around for a while, and, you know, if they live way longer than us, and they're way tougher than us, and, you know, all of this shit, then why don't they just outnumber humans? Why aren't there a ton of rock humans? Well, this chapter gives us a really great, like, bespoke answer.
Because only half of their race can even reproduce.
Well, what? What are you talking about?
Only the rock human females are fertile.
I mean, that's the same as humanity, though. Men can't give birth.
It's on page 2. No, that's not. On page 2, it says that rock human females mate with human males, but the opposite isn't true.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
But I mean, you don't need to do that. You can have 2 rocks have a baby, you know? It's not like you need a rock human woman and a human male to create a baby. But I will get back to that, because I want to talk about that. Oh, right. So the thing I was going to say, the reason, at least that I think that rock humans don't outnumber humans by this point, is because the development for a rock human child has such a high mortality rate. Like, we see a situation where the kid grabs the hornet and is successful, but, like, it looks really dangerous. How many times out of 10 do you think the kid just gets eaten? Probably a lot. Probably, like, most of the time, the kid just gets eaten. And it's rare to survive. So we don't have that many rock humans. That's a good one, Araki. That makes sense. Also, this whole thing where the baby takes over the queen's body, like, he just fucking puts his hands on it, and then he, like, merges inside of it and also, like, is controlling it. That's fucking crazy. And I wonder if that's going to be, like, a mechanic from now on. You know? I wonder if there's going to be some element of, like, Toru has done this touch and take over thing with the head doctor, and that's why that's happening. Like, can rock humans just fucking do, like, Aquaman shit now? But with humans? Because he seems to be able to
I'm not sure.
commune with this fucking insect and control it.
I think we're a little late in the game for them to introduce a mechanic that complex.
That rock humans can just fucking mind control you.
To do.
But, like, I mean, they literally can do it, though. So why aren't they using it? Is it specifically just for bees?
Well, yes, with bees. Humans are a bit more complicated than bees.
That is true. But that's really cool that they live inside the mind of various queen bees for 17 years, and that's how they grow up learning about fucking numbers and society and shit. I actually think that's pretty.
There's a
pretty
little
cool.
bit of like. There's a little bit of like sci-fi clone fiction vibes in here with like the fact that when they're born they're tiny and then like they spend 17 years in a tiny state then abruptly grow to a full-grown man.
Mm-hmm. Then, while fixedly inside the society of the hive, learns on its own about the laws of nature. Laws of nature! Dun! The flow of time, the concept of numbers, and ways to live within a structure called a group. It dreams and waits impatiently for 17 years to go by. And then right after they say that, they show Toru with rock fragments on his neck, fucking confirming that Toru is a rock human. And then they give us some more fucking like carbon versus silicone shit. We go a couple more pages and boom. Do you see that? Do you see that right there on fucking page 13? Why did a creator give life to these two paths? Go on that page, Chris. I gotta point something out to you.
Oh, it's page 12 for me.
Oh, page 12, sure. Why did a creator give life to these two paths? Go down to the bottom. You see how there's like an antelope and a monkey and a seal and a butterfly and an octopus? And in the middle,
Yeah.
in the center of this image, what we've been waiting to see this whole time, the Jojo lion. Finally, the Jojo lion has made his appearance in the story. I've been
That's
waiting.
tiger.
I've been wondering.
That's a tiger.
Don't take this from me, Chris. Don't take this from me, please. I don't care. It's the Jojo lion. Also, I wasn't even fucking around. I don't know the difference between a tiger and a lion when it's in black and white. Alright, never mind.
Well, I don't know. It could be like the way its face is all puffy. I can see how you could say that was a mane, but also it's got these stripes on it.
Yeah, it's
so
too stripedy.
That's what I think.
Well, then I guess
That's why
the
I
wait
think
for the Jojo lion continues.
This is the Jojo tiger.
The Jojo tiger. The Jojo tiger. Of course. Anyways, this shot of the Damokon group. The Jojo tiger. This shot of the Damokon group is really good. I'm glad we got to see Yotsuyu Yagiyama again. Also, I'm glad that like you know his name now, just because we talk about him so much. But like, goddamn, this was a crazy chapter.
Is it okay? So, it's Tomo Damaki.
It's Damo. Sorry, it's Damo Tamaki.
Fuck! Oh my god, I'm always gonna get that wrong.
Yeah. Well, here's the way that you can remember it. He's named after the band Can from Vitamin C. That's why he's the Damokon group.
The Japanese band that I don't listen to?
Yeah, Kan. K-A-N or Can. So he's the Damokon group. But the point is, the singer of that group is named Damo Suzuki. So Araki stole his name Damo and created Damo Tamaki. So I always think Damo Suzuki, but then the one from JoJo, not the real person. But I mean, that won't help you if you don't like vitamin C. I guess.
I really don't. It's not that great.
I really like it. I like the chord changes and the feeling of it. I really like the drums too. That was before sampling, so that drummer just had to be in really great shape, you know? The drum pattern is very impressive. But like, goddamn, this was a crazy chapter, dude. Fucking, we get so much like confirmation. We get fucking confirmation Toru is a rock, and then in a few pages, Lucy is one of the government agents. The Speedwagon Foundation took the corpse back. They have it now, probably instead of the U.S. government. Fucking, the Stone Mask is the same as the miraculous birth of Josuke. That's a parallel. And then we get to this page where we have the hospital group.
By the way, in case it weren't obvious from the cover and from Toru's other earlier appearances in the chapter, page 16 has pretty much the be-all end-all confirmation of him being the main villain as he stands towering over these other villains.
Yup. That's exactly what I was getting to. There's a shot of like everyone from the hospital group. And it's actually, there's poor Tom getting shot through the mouth. That's his appearance. That's so sad. But yeah.
As it should be.
As it should be. We have everybody from the hospital group, all the rock humans, and then we have fucking Toru standing at the pinnacle. But this segues into the Mamazuku flashback, which, first of all, my immediate first thoughts. Did you see, there's a comic on Twitter that was like, "Hey Mamazuku, what's underneath that hat you're always wearing?" And they take it off, and it's this. And he goes, "Yeah, let's just keep that on." Why did they make him look like...
I didn't see the comic, but that's funny.
Why did they make him look like Gyro's dad? Or, I don't know. Why did they make him look like this? This is so weird. Why are his braids a different color than his actual hair?
Because Polnareff.
Because Polnareff. That's not a good explanation. I mean, like, why are his braids black and his hair blonde? I'm so confused. I hope this isn't like the real color scheme.
I bet it's to make him look like Polnareff.
I don't know.
With the flat top.
He just looks like Gyro's dad to me. I don't know. But anyways, that's beside the point. Young Mamazuku is okay, but young Norisuke shows up, and he's looking fine as hell. TBH, like, young Norisuke, like, he doesn't have the facial hair, which you think would make him less sexy, but it's not actually the case at all. He's, like, way better looking, clean shaven. What did you say?
Young Norisuke, actually, you know what? Young Norisuke actually does look like Flashback Man.
I know! It's fucking freaking me out, dude. Look at young Jobin and Hato, too. They're so cute. In that first panel.
I didn't notice when I read the chapter that young Jobin and young Hato were there.
Yeah, I didn't notice at first. But yeah, they're so cute. Look at young Hato. I guess they know Mamazuku then. But like, yeah.
That's crazy.
Young Norisuke, looking fine as hell. Looking like Flashback Man. Oh wow, you know what's funny? Oh man, I will definitely just take up a bunch of time. I will just waste our time if I try to find this. But go to
That's fine. I got nowhere to go.
go to the next page after young Jobin and young Hato. Those first two panels up top where Mamazuku has his arm out to the side like that and he has his mouth open and he's like yelling about something. That is the exact same pose that like older Mamazuku does later. Like, you know, he's leaning to the side, he's got his arm out, and he's got his mouth open, like yelling about something. He's kind of panicked. Do you recognize that?
I don't remember the exact place, but sure.
I don't remember either, and it would be such an annoying pain in the ass to find, but he's doing like the exact same like body language. Anyways, but then we get on to the crazy ass revelation that fucking apparently the head doctor has been messing with Mamazuku for like a long time. Very strange.
Did Dada not kill his dad?
Wait, hold on though. Oh no, yeah, you're right. That is da da. Da killed your father, Mamazuku. What are you gonna do about it? Yeah. There's a fucking landslide. Da. Oh man, this part where the head doctor puts on the hat as he's walking away is so cool. That's like the perfect end of a flashback type thing.
His grape ass looking head.
Yeah. And then once we cut back to Mamazuku in the present, he has the fucking murderous intent in his eyes. Did you catch that?
Yes, that, but also, like the last page of the chapter, has, I think it was Josuke with the same look from part 7 with the actual fire in his eyes.
That is actually the one I'm referring to, and that one is Mamazuku. You can see the cusp of his hat. Josuke's sailor hat would have lines on it.
Oh, got it. Also,
yeah.
Josuke had the shit all over his face. So
yeah, true.
And he only has one.
He only has one eye these days. That's a dead giveaway.
I'm completely on the ball today.
You fucking didn't even notice Baby Jobin, dude. You're making all sorts of errors. Nah, it don't matter. Look at fucking the back of the desk that Josuke is on, since we're already on this ending page. Look at all those da-da-da-das coming up the thing at him. Which brings me back to, like, is that little thing that we see, the little crane...
Is that even a desk? It looks more like a washing machine to me.
Yeah, dude, I was about to accidentally call it a washing machine, and then I corrected myself to desk. But why would there be a washing machine in this room, you know? No idea. But anyway, is that like the little winch heel thing? Not heel. The little winch or wheel or pulley part of it, and then the arm. Is that the entirety of do-do-do-do-da-da-da? Or is there like some main body below the surface and those are just its arms?
Well, if you look at the page where they I guess you can't see them in these other shots of them where they're killing all the fruits. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I was gonna say it looks like they have like a cockroach body sort of, but then I realized that's a dead bird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't fucking know. But hey, so we get back to reality from this flashback, and
back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
Indeed. And head doctor's still fucking sitting on the wall, talking to stuff about them. It's doing just fine. The time for the harvest is nearly here. This is a crazy thing that he says, because I feel like this is applicable to more than just the story of Jojolion. He says, no, that's not quite accurate depending on one's perspective. I wonder how you'll react to hearing it. The new Locacacast is moving from where it is now to where I am. The flow is carrying it. It is not in a flow where you can obtain it. The flow, you see, is that you will get up from that chair. The flow is always a calamity. That's cool as fuck, and I think I know what he means by that, because...
Oh, you glossed over the confirmation of the stand name.
Oh, true, yeah. I was getting right to the meat of the matter. But yeah, also we got incredible confirmation this chapter that the stand is called Wonder of You, which is fucking great.
Probably the weirdest so far, because the Wonder of You actually exists as a song in this universe.
Yeah, yes it does. Is he the first JoJo person to consciously name their stand after a song?
I want to say yes.
I want to say yes too, but I feel like that...
Because the closest I can think of to that is where yes existing in the Steel Ball Run universe.
True. Yeah, they don't really talk about music that much. Interesting. But yeah, he is the Wonder of You. Or actually, he's just Wonder of You. Also, like, do you remember when his name was Akefu Satoru or Satoru Akefu? Satoru Akefu Zawanda Obuyu.
Yeah.
It's the same number of syllables. I don't know if that's relevant to anything. Satoru Akefu and Zawanda Obuyu. Same number of syllables, and they end in the same way. That's probably not relevant to anything, but I just like saying it. Anyway, the whole concept of flow in JoJo. I'll get to what I wanted to say about that. Okay, so I saw a tweet. I can't say the N-word, so I won't. But I will say, I'm gonna say fella instead. That'll be good. We'll make it extra white. Araki forgot the sign of a clown-ass fella. Sign of a clown-ass brother. The sign of a clown-ass gentleman. Anyway, so Araki forgot his sign of a clown. And I responded to this message to all JoJo fans. This is my message to everyone who knows about JoJo. To everyone who's like, oh, Araki, why is this happening instead of this? Message to all JoJo fans. Surrender thyself to Araki's will. Let yourself move with the flow and not against it. Araki is playing 5D chess. Always has been. We cannot hope to understand God's plan. Araki never forgets.
Zach, did you start a cult?
No.
Did you start a cult?
Maybe, just a little. But literally, like, this is my message to all JoJo fans. Surrender yourself to Araki's will. Let yourself move with the flow and not against it. You know what I mean? Don't say Araki forgot when the chips aren't down yet, you know? There's no way to know. The story's not over. Why don't you let yourself move with the flow and not against it? That's how I feel JoJo should be enjoyed. You can't let, like, oh, I wish this had happened instead of that. Like, I wish Giorno showed up in part 6. You can't let stuff like that bog you down. You gotta just trust Araki and let the flow carry you. So yeah. Head Doctor is detailing flow as a mechanic in the story. I'm detailing flow as a mechanic in the world that you gotta pay attention to if you want to enjoy Joj. Also, is it just me or has the number of balls on Mamazuku's hat gotten less and less?
I haven't been keeping track.
There's only 4 now. Or 5, sorry.
There's 5.
Didn't there used to be like 12?
I don't know.
I think he used to have a bunch. Yeah, he used to have
all about these conservation of detail things.
Yeah, like Mamazuku's hand with no fingers on it. Did we even talk about that? I have been keeping track ever since Mamazuku in the urban gorilla fight. Ever since Mamazuku lost his fucking fingers, he had to cut them off. I have been paying really close attention to whether or not Araki is gonna accidentally draw those fingers. What'd you say?
It now occurs to me that that was pretty much his debut fight too.
Yeah, yes it was. Urban Gorilla and Doremi Fasolitito. That's
pretty interesting that he lost like part of his body in like his first fight permanently.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that was actually a great move though, because it really made it feel like there were stakes, you know, like bad shit could happen, we can lose. Like fucking Mamazuku having to cut off his hand and then keeping it gone forever is like, oh shit. I guess Josuke really should have been doing a better job, you know, and not trying to fuck around and save Yasuo. Like, you know, what am I trying to say, really? Well, it just gives you the idea that there's more at stake, you know, that we can take longer lasting losses. Alliteration. Oh man, this is it.
But it's like, more than that. Like, not having those fingers has been part of Mamazuku's like design for
Right.
longer than having them has.
Oh yeah, 100%. By the way, this is the one that I was talking about when I was saying that Momozuku's doing the same face that he would do later.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, it's not quite the same angle. His arm is raised higher, but he's leaning to the side. His mouth is open. He's going like, oh no.
You showing this to the people?
Yes,
Are you
yes,
showing
I
this
am.
to the viewers?
Indeed.
Oh, you were totally right about there being less balls on his hat. There is one less ball on his hat. There are two less balls. Sorry, I can't count.
Yeah, there are now like 5. There used to be like 7 or 9 or something, depending.
There's 7 in this image.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's the Mamazuku pose comparison. You can take that off the screen now. But yeah, fucking where was I at just a second ago? Oh right, the flow.
You're talking about going with the flow.
You have to go with the flow, you know, of this story specifically. JoJo is such a like you can't you don't get to interfere. You just got to go with the flow, you know. That's the best way to enjoy it.
Maybe your stance should be Flow Rider.
But with a W? No, it should be Flow Rider. Like spelled properly and everything. Alright, but fucking look at this shit.
Is there actually a group? Is there a group called Flow? There might be.
Well, let me look it up.
I'm sure there is.
Flow band. Flow, Japanese band.
There you go.
It's a Japanese rock band formed in 1998. Oh, they're as old as me. As a 5-piece
right,
band.
Yeah, Flow. Of course, that's where I know them from. They're the ones that do all the anime openings, all of them.
Their song "Answer"
is
the first theme for Detective School Q. Night Parade with the hip hop band Homemade Kazoku? Dude, I love Homemade Kazoku. They did Shonen Heart.
From Code Geass.
Oh, yeah, they did. Hey, they're the guys who did the cover.
Also known as Jiboon, whoa!
Yeah. They also did the cover of Head Chala for Battle of the Gods for Dragon Ball Z movie. Yeah, I know these guys. Flow.
I have them on Spotify as one of the artists I'm following.
Oh, cool. Very neat.
They
What'd you say?
but anyway. Wait, sorry, what?
Nothing. I just missed what you said, but then you but anyway out of it. So maybe I shouldn't have you repeat it.
I just said I have them on Spotify. They're a cool band. Very neat.
Mm-hmm. Look at this
Anyway.
fucking next page where goddamn Josuke starts to get like the poison pus coming out of him.
I wanted to talk about this because I had this on the docket. Like as I was reading, I was adding stuff to the docket, and then like a few pages later, I was like, "Oh shit," because that's not how it actually works. But like I had it on. Like if I can just talk about my process here.
Sure.
So like when Mamazuku said, if you move upwards, you'll cough up asbestos. I typed in shit. Where is it? Da is reverse Green Day.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it. Literally, I was sitting in my car driving pizza around 2 days ago, and I was like, "Oh, hey man, this thing's like the reverse Green Day. Because if you go up instead of if you go down, I wonder if Chris is gonna have picked up on that." And you did.
And then I moved forward a few pages, and the head doctor said, "Actually, all you have to do is stretch out your limbs, and it attacks you." And then I bitterly backspaced. It's like, well, thanks, Araki.
Thanks, Araki. But, you know, you gotta just go with the flow. You gotta be more happy about the power he gave you than sad about the power you wanted, you know? Anyways, but this little, look at how Josuke moves his feet up onto the chair and launches this attack.
It might still be. it might still be a reference. Mamazuku's attempt at explaining it. Um, you
I mean,
know,
I'm sure that the nod to Green Day has to be intentional, right? Because he must know that he's using a really similar type of power. It's just asbestos instead of mold.
also it's a little bit of a different trigger,
Oh yeah,
rather
true, true,
than
true.
moving
But I mean,
in one
like
direction.
in
But
the
like
way
the
that
explanation,
yeah,
the way he wrote that explanation has to be intentional.
yeah, he must have known that he was creating something that was similar to Green Day, even if the activation was different. So he decided to have Mamazuku directly call it out and say it wrong. I don't fucking know. But anyways, Josuke jumps up onto this chair. Like, pay close attention to how he's sitting below, like his feet are hanging down below, and then he swoop puts his foot he like jumps up onto the chair. So he's standing on the chair now. So it actually looks like it is just if you go up. But this is cool as hell. This is like, you know. Sorry, go ahead. I could hear
Well,
you
hold
take a
on,
breath in.
hold on. Actually, when he pulls his leg up onto the chair, that's not him stretching out his limbs.
Yeah.
So
I wonder.
that's
That's him compressing his
although
limbs.
he does point forward when he does that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Indeed. But like, you remember how he got attacked by the crane in the last chapter? He got hit by the crane and it made his arm bleed a little bit. The little da crane made out of popsicle sticks. I have been like, oh man, I wonder how he's gonna do that, right? I wonder how he's gonna beat that. I love that literally, like, because he's disabled right now, Mamazuku is the only one who's able to, like, put up any sort of resistance to give an answer to, like, how are we gonna fight that. And this panel with Mamazuku detaching his hand and using it as a shield, so fucking cool. I love this. Like, just the hand is just remotely over there by Josuke, exactly where it needed to be. It reminds me of when Josuke jumped out into the raindrops and Mamazuku tried to build like a shield with ribbon to save him, but he wasn't fast enough. But this time he is. I like it. Also, quick moment of admiration for Araki. Look at the Mamazuku's gloves. I actually have never noticed the wrap for his glove, but goes in between his index finger and his middle finger. He's wearing like archery gloves at all times. Isn't that strange? I never noticed that.
So I'm noticing that Mamazuku does get stabbed here by the popsicle stick.
Right.
But he doesn't seem to be taking any damage.
Yeah, he doesn't get that hurt by it. It doesn't seem like this thing.
Well, what I mean is like. Well, what I mean is like the rock insect's effect isn't actually happening to him. He's not coughing up asbestos.
Right. So I wonder how he's avoiding that. Wonder how he's technically allowed.
Is he? I think it might actually. It doesn't look like he moves from that position after he gets stabbed. He brings his hand back in, but that's not an extension of his limbs.
Mm-hmm. I would like to compliment Araki on the consistency of Mamazuku's hand with no fingers, because it's been pretty consistent lately. I was going to say this earlier, and then I got sidetracked. Like, if you look in this chapter...
You did say this earlier.
If you look in this chapter, Mamazuku's right hand is, like, always there. His left hand, always those four fingers are chopped right the fuck off. Araki doesn't draw it front and center very much, but, like, if you ever, like, this panel right after where he's trying to recall the hand, after he's done that blocking for Josuke, you can see the fucking, his other hand just ends at the knuckles. That's pretty cool. I like that. Because I have seen this guy with fingers before, and I have felt the disappointment. Come on, Araki. It's easier to not draw his fingers than it is to draw them. Also, have you noticed that they have changed the name of the insect? Now it's just doo 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 de da da da. It's not de doo 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 de da da da. On page motherfucking 35 or 36.
Yeah,
Doo 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 de da da da.
I see it.
That's actually like a little bit simpler and easier to say, but I kind of like it less, you know?
Yeah,
Anyways,
just go with the flow, man.
you know what is interesting about the head doctor as a villain? He doesn't play it close to the chest at all. He fucking just tells you things, you know? Like, out of the blue, he just decides to tell Mamazuku, I'm the one who killed your father and fucking did all that shit to you so long ago. Ha ha ha. And also, he sort of reveals that he doesn't have the branch. He said, it's in a
He's,
flow where it's
he's
gonna
like
get
a
to me.
he's like a Saturday morning cartoon villain, or like a Bond villain in this way. You
Yeah.
know, he's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna explain my plan to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, can you blame him for feeling that he's overpowered and not beatable? Because I still don't even know how we can beat him.
How do you feel now about him pulling out a minion for them to fight? Now that we're one chapter into the fight
Well,
itself.
I gotta say, I'm a little bit less disappointed now that it has like a tie-in to Mamazuku, and it's like, it doesn't seem to be like. Honestly, I was afraid that the head doctor was gonna pop down an insect for them to fight and then just leave, you know? So they just have to like sit there fighting this stupid popsicle stick contraption, and then they have to find the head doctor and fight him like again. They have a whole nother like fucking get him to come to us. I wouldn't want that. But it seems like the head doctor is just spectating this
I
fight.
feel like the
Like he put the
I feel like
rock
the
insect
nature
out as round one, you know?
I feel like the nature of this stand kind of necessitates it though, because there isn't really a way for him to attack, so he would have to rely on a second party uh,
That is
to
true.
to deal with them directly if they
True.
don't attack him.
Indeed. He wouldn't be able to. He's not like he's not an instigator. He can't launch an attack. Or maybe he can. I don't know. Or no, you know what? Is it a possibility that his stand just literally cannot directly attack? Because we have never seen it do that. Like the stand with the arm blades, never seen it use the arm blades. And even with the Pangea Land guy, Tauka, the reporter, the head doctor killed him by literally like rewriting reality. He just said like, "Hey, you probably ingested some fruit juice at some point, so an exchange is going to happen now, and it will kill you." And then it did. I don't know how the head doctor did that, but that sort of leads me to believe he can't just slice the guy up with his arm blades, you know? He can't just kill him with his stand instantly. He has to use the coincidence murder power. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but
Well, yeah, and that guy was like just a normal guy. So if like he had any offensive capabilities, he probably would have used them on him.
yeah, he would have been able to just
It'd be simpler that way.
instantly. But yeah, so I am sort of warming up to this insect, this doo 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 da 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 fight. It's kind of okay. I'm no longer like, fuck, I want this to get over as soon as possible so we can get on to the next thing. I'm now kind of like, okay, this could be a good fight. Let's see how it goes. And especially because like the cool thing with Mamazuku blocking the popsicle stick with his hand. Before, I kind of thought that the crane was just bullshit and it was just powered by calamity energy. So, like, no matter what you did, you were gonna get hit, you know? Like, you block it here, but you still take a grazing blow, like what happened to Josuke. But, Mamazuku taking the hit kind of makes me think I'm right about that, but in a new way. Like, think about this. Let me try to find where he says this. Do you remember where the head doctor says you need to sacrifice to survive or something like that? You'll need to sacrifice to proceed?
Was it this chapter or was it an earlier chapter?
It was either this chapter or the last one when he's talking about a long journey returning home.
I'm looking through this chapter, so let me see.
Okay.
While you're looking for this, if we can go back to the flashback
Sure.
for a second. It occurs to me. It occurred to me while I was reading that this flashback is a backstory drop for Mamazuku, which means Mamazuku is no longer safe.
Oh, God, no! Oh, why'd you have to say that to me? I don't like that at all. I don't like how right you are about that. Fuck. Yeah, now that we have flashback to his childhood, he's on the chopping block, man.
I mean, we've seen characters get backstory drops before without dying. Yasuho got one when it looked
Yeah,
like
but
she was about to die.
yeah, she almost died in her backstory drop.
Yeah, like she was about to die in that urban gorilla fight, and then it cuts away to her backstory drop
Where she
and
tries to
then it
kill
cuts
herself.
back, and then she gets saved.
Yeah, I mean that was a rough day for Yasuo. That was a difficult one. I'm trying to find this shit.
But I don't think we'll be lucky a second time. I think this might actually be it for Mamazuku.
Fucking hell. Well, lucky a second time could also apply to when he got turned into spaghetti against poor Tom. I already thought he was dead right then.
That's true.
Like for a brief moment, I truly was like.
Now that I think about it, we didn't know nearly enough about Mamazuku at that point to actually believe he was dead.
I mean,
in hindsight.
I have asked you this because you were part of the fan base already. You were reading chapters monthly when the poor Tom fight happened. And I was like, hey, did people really think Mamazuku died? Because it had me going for a good second there. Like, from the point where he collapses into spaghetti to when Josuke comes back and he says, oh, Mamazuku, thank God you're alive. I really thought he died. I was like, wow. So that wasn't even a Jobro.
It's shocking in how graphic it is. But when you think about how Araki writes his characters, it doesn't actually make much sense to believe that that's the end for Mamazuku.
Yeah.
Because we don't know enough about him up to that point.
I wasn't even convinced that he was, like, one of those characters that was supposed to be around for the whole story. I thought he was just supposed to help them find the branch, and then he gets killed. Like, he's just he's a guest role, he's a guest star. But no, he's like one of the main homies. But yeah, I actually can't find at all. But like, this sounds familiar to you, right? Or he says, the right path. Oh my god, this is something that Toru says, isn't it?
Might be. Yeah, I think it might be.
The right path, even when walked on by a saint, only with good intentions. Yeah, where is this? Toru says this. I know he does. Yes! Okay. The right path. Even if walked on by a saint who makes no mistakes, it is unavoidable that bad things will sometimes occur. That is calamity. And I'm pretty sure at somewhere else, the head doctor says you need to sacrifice to survive or sacrifice to proceed. And I think I'm understanding what the fuck they need to do against this popsicle thing, and also more broadly just in general against the calamity stand. They are able to make attacks and make progress, but whenever they do that, they are going to take damage. Like, there's no such thing as a clean hit in this fight, right?
That whole
You have to sacrifice.
sacrifice to proceed thing. That whole sacrifice to proceed thing also ties in with the whole theme of equivalent exchange.
Oh yeah, it does. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's like just the conservation of mass right there.
You have to lose to win.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's JoJo in general. Oh my god. But like, in this fight right here, like, Mamazuku accomplishes his goal. He shields Josuke, but he doesn't like stop the damage from existing. You know, he takes the damage. He gets hurt instead.
And
so I don't think there's going to be
also
any
now
clean
affected by
hits in this fight.
And he's also now affected if he stretches out his limbs.
Yeah, true. Because he's been hit. He has the effect applied to him now. But yeah, I think this battle is going to be like one of attrition and one of like, you know, one step forward, two steps back.
I think the key to this battle is going to be in whatever is floating around in those soap bubbles all over the room.
That is true. You were right about that one, Chief. I would love to know what's in those motherfuckers. Also, I would love Josuke just to plunder just one more time, just for me, please. Like, this is one of those things that, like, look, I just talked about...
Would you settle for him using the soap bubbles to remove the asbestos from his body?
Yeah, I consider that plundering.
Would that qualify?
I consider that plundering, because that's not using the, like, supernatural ability of plundering. That's not using the... Or no, it is. It's using the ability of, when the soap bubble pops, it takes something. Or no, because then it's... Oh, God damn it, this stand. Anyways, so it's not pops, because he can...
So let's briefly talk about
sure,
Soft and
I would love to,
and
actually.
how its ability has changed over time.
I would love to.
So when it was first introduced, Josuke described its ability as, when the soap bubble pops, I take something from somewhere. Just now I took the sound from this wall, right? It used to be when the soap bubble pops, that's when the ability activates. Then later it became, he actually contains what he takes within the soap bubble, and when it pops, it's released. Like when he took the sound of the fridge door closing in a soap bubble and then had it pop later.
Sorry, excuse me.
You good?
Yep.
You good? You heard what I said?
Yes. Later, when he used it on the fridge door, that was the first time that he had it pop to release instead of pop to take.
And then after that, in the Yotsuyu Yagiyama fight, he finds another application for his bubbles, which doesn't have anything to do with plundering.
Which is that when they pop, they do a little bit of damage.
Which is the old ability that Killer Queen in this universe used to have.
Yeah, you can make
soap bubbles when they pop are explosive.
Yeah, you can make little explosive bubbles, and usually he would hide them under the surface. You know, like Kira used Killer Queen to elbow what's his face in the face, and then
Ojiro
Sasame. Thank you. He puts a little bubble underneath Ojiro's face, and it's this big circular swelling, and then Josuke does the same thing to one of the Aphex twins when he punches him in the mouth. So he still has the ability of Killer Queen to make little circular explosion bubbles under the surface.
So that's where, and then later it gets expanded upon that the soap bubbles are actually rotating strings.
Yeah, it's actually just one...
Supple and moist, they spin.
They spin. It's actually just one cord just like spinning around and around and around to create the illusion of a sphere. Which is really
So that's where
interesting.
we're at now.
Yeah. I actually don't know what that is supposed to mean or signify at all, but it's really interesting. I like that.
That's where we're at now. The bubbles are actually spinning strings that he can use to take properties which are then contained within the bubble and released when they pop, or can pop immediately for explosive damage.
Well, that's why we say his power is bubbles. Because trying to explain it in more detail than that gives you a damn headache and makes the listener want to commit sewer slide. So you can't have that. So you just say, yeah, he does bubbles. And the bubbles do about 65 million different things. But yeah. But something I really like.
I think I summarized it. I think I summarized it
No, you
pretty
did. I think you covered
succinctly and
it.
pretty accurately.
One thing I really,
Yeah.
really like about the Yotsuyu Yagiyama fight is that Josuke, in the battle, says, like, specifically, I'm not going to use my stand the way I've been using it up to this point. I'm going to do something new. And that's what's going to defeat you. And that's pretty cool. The only thing is, it seems like he never switched back. You know? Like, after that, that just became, like, what he does. He uses soap bubbles to transport things, which is like he made the big bubble around Yotsuyu and tried to float him over into the ocean. And then the first time he uses the bubbles to attack, he does like a ora, and he does a punch, and he leaves a little bubble like right in Yotsuyu's eyeball, and then it pops, and then it's like he broke the statue. You know, there's just like bits of rock coming off of him. So he does the little bubble explosion for the first time there, and he does the big bubble for the first time there. And he also does bubble carrying a physical object for the first time, I think.
Oh
Or
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah. What that's the one thing that I forgot to list in his bubble abilities
Right.
category. Um, which was that his bubbles are actually really durable and they
Mm-hmm.
can be used to carry heavy items or as a shield against attacks.
Right. And in addition to this, he fucking can send out the thing that he has in the bubble in any direction with velocity whenever he wants. Do you remember when he shot the nuts and bolts at fucking Aphex Twin guys? Like, he didn't just drop them on them, he shot them out of the bubbles. He can shoot things that he has in the bubbles out in any direction.
Also the poor Tom fight, he had a good use
Oh,
of the
yeah,
bubbles,
wow, I
which
forgot
weapon
about that
attacking.
completely. It was like 7 bubbles inside of themselves.
He used the bubbles as a pressure suit.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm sorry, that's the same thing as, I'm saying when he does the big bubble around Yotsuyu. That's the first time he does that. He later like recycles that technique for himself and Mamazuku.
Yeah, yeah.
Indeed. But yeah, so Josuke went from taking the properties of things to literally just taking things. You know, that's what his bubbles do now. They either pop for damage or they pick things up and move them. Or, yeah. The last time I thought there was a really great use of Josuke's soap bubbles was probably in Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do when he did the, when he Mamazuku lit himself on fire, I think, and then Josuke brought that fire down into Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do when he got eaten by a bunch of soap bubbles. He brought fire in with him.
That I think is technically an application of plundering.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. Or that's my last benchmark for like when did he use it in that way, really, for like a plundery type purpose. That's my most recent example. I can't think of anything after that. Because you remember how I say, like, hey, if he was still using plundering, when Yasuo was about to get hit by that car, he would have taken the friction from the car. So it just would have easily, like, slooped right underneath her. But he didn't. He just created a whole wave of soap bubbles to carry her away to safety. So it's like, it's a totally other game now. Like, he's using the stand in a completely different way. And this is one of those things where I know I'm talking about, like, going with the flow and letting Araki do his thing and not moving against the flow. Because really, you just damage your own enjoyment of the story when you do that. This is a situation where I have to move against the flow, though. I'm like, why is plundering gone? What is this? Like, give it back.
It's not that it's gone.
But there are totally situations where
it was never his primary. Okay, it's not that it's gone. It's just that it was never his primary ability to begin with. Remember, he's an amnesiac. He doesn't know how his stand works.
He literally learns to use his stand
with this
better.
one application of his stand's ability, and he thinks, well, if my bubbles can do that, what else can they do?
Right.
And so he's discovering new ways to use the bubbles, which is his actual stand ability.
Indeed.
You know.
And also, he literally is two stands fused into one, so it's kind of okay for him to sort of have a generous ability set, you know? Like, who else has that distinction?
Right, like Josefumi used the bubbles to carry fruit into Kira's mouth, and also to graft the branch,
and also to remove
the
pepper
the
from
tree.
his soup.
And remove pepper from his soup, yes. So that's where the plunder side of the equation comes from, as well as the bubbles themselves. But the damage aspect, the explosive bubbles, comes from Kira.
Mm-hmm. Also, I think the ability to have the bubbles, like, float far away from you and remotely detonate, that probably also is from Kira. Because think about this. Josefumi pretty much only ever uses them up close. You know? He uses it within, like, you know, pretty much like hand-to-hand distance.
True.
Every
That's
time
true.
he uses
Kira,
them.
That's true. This Kira has sheer heart attack.
And when we see Kira place
true.
we see him place the bomb, the little circular explosion bubble in the wheel of that guy's motorcycle, so that Aisho Dainenjiyama, yes, I know how to say his name, will stop and look at the accident. When he does that, he does it remotely, so he's good with the distance explosions, and then Josefumi does the grafting up close, like within immediate distance.
Do we know if there's any significant difference between Kira's regular bombs and sheer heart attack in this universe?
You mean like damage-wise, or like
anything like I know he blows up the pier with sheer heart attack, right?
He also sends tiny sheer heart attacks into Josefumi's bloodstream because he has like a blood clot or something when he's a child.
So the sheer heart attack is the well, is it automatic, or can he trigger it? That is, I guess, my question.
I'm pretty sure he can trigger it because he says sheer heart attack, and he tries to send a bunch of them. He tries to send a bunch of them at Tamaki, and then he says vitamin C, and you remember it's like the full page spread sheer heart attack, and then the full page vitamin C where he just gets melted.
But when he puts the explosive bubble in the wheel, that's not sheer heart attack, though.
I don't think so. I think not King Crimson. I'm sorry. I think Killer Queen does that. In fact, I think Killer Queen sort of elbows the fucking thing, or karate chops it, or does something. I think Killer Queen physically goes over there and touches it.
So it has to do, I think,
has to be the first
range
bomb, then.
first. So I think it has to do with range first. The difference between first bomb and sheer heart attack in this universe. Range first, and then fine control second, I think would be the difference. Right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm willing to say that Josuke got the ability to fucking have his bubbles float far, far away from him and then detonate when he needs them to from sheer heart attack. I'd be willing to say that. Because, like, his stand, Soft and Wet, fused with another stand that A, was offensive, had, like, a combat ability, and B, had a sub-ability that is long range. So he's going to get some of that, you know? Like, you fuse with a stand that's partially long range, you're gonna experience the effects of that fusion. I don't know. But, yeah. Where else were we going with this? Asbestos.
We think. Well, we were talking about like how I mentioned that I thought the key to this do-do-do-da-da-da fight was going to be whatever's floating around in the bubbles that are floating in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you were talking about how you wanted to see plundering used again.
And I that's actually a good place to wrap up this whole discussion on plundering. I think the final thing to get back to, I just said asbestos, and then I realized, oh yeah, he should fucking plunder the asbestos off his face. You know, like that's what we need to see.
Right.
We need to see him at least.
Yeah. I asked if that was like something that you would accept as a use of plundering.
And I'm going to go ahead and say that it is, because if I count the fire as one, then this has to be one as well, right? I would like to see him use the bubbles in this way. That would be quite cool.
The question is, what can he do with the asbestos once he has it?
Yeah. I wonder if he could possibly threaten the head doctor with it. But the head doctor is a stand, so...
No, wait a minute. No, that would be a pursuit.
Well, I mean, he could threaten him with it as in, like, just move the bubbles around him, not hit him with them. I don't actually know what Josuke's plan is, but there has to be a Josuke's plan. You know, he has to have one, because he said he did. He was like, we can kill the stand, I know how to do it. But then, like, why are you slacking off, Josuke? Why haven't you tried to do it yet? Maybe he's waiting for the head doctor to spring his trap.
He's waiting for the piano to kick in.
What is Josuke 8's theme gonna be like?
I'm just thinking about how Giorno watched Mista shoot himself like 78 times, and then slowly approached the piano.
Oh hey, dude, fucking. I saw a great tweet the other day that was like, Golden Wind takes place over roughly 6 days. Or this many hours. Mista shot himself this many times during the course of their adventure, which means that Mista shot himself roughly every 5 hours. That's awesome.
Well, I saw like I think it was like an Imager album. That was like a breakdown.
Oh yeah. I saw that as well.
Mista shot.
And the percentage of the times he hit himself.
Like 70% of like all of his shots entered his own body.
Yeah, just about.
Or something like that. Something ridiculous.
An incredible amount.
And like you get to the White Album fight, and like it's counting every every bullet in the part. Right, so like you get to the White Album part, or the White Album fight, and that number just shoots up exponentially.
Yeah, dude, that part was so great though, because literally, like, our heroes are just getting so fucked. It's the most JoJo-y thing in the world for... No, you know what we need to do? Just get more fucked. Just take more damage. Just charge ahead, and we'll make it through. That's great. Giorno in the light of the morning sun.
We just gotta hold out for that piano solo.
Yeah, Giorno in the light of the dawn, fucking holding his arm up and fucking splashing his blood on the ice so Mista can see where to shoot. Very cool. Hey, I have a question for you. How did you feel about Josuke's character design when you first started reading Part 8? Were you like, oh, cool, Sailor Boy? Or were you like, what the fuck is this? How did you feel?
So, my first exposure to Part 8, and
Mm-hmm.
actually I think most JoJo parts in general, was not actually the manga itself, but like watching gameplay of like the of like All Star Battle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like I was like okay with it. I didn't really know what was going on at the time because like JoJo is weird from an outside perspective. So like you know,
Yeah.
I think I said it best when I said, "You good?
Yes, I
You
am
good?"
extremely good. Sorry.
Okay. So I think I said it best when I said Joshu is to JoJo fans what JoJo in general is to normal people.
Yeah. That reminds me actually of. Never mind, you keep talking. I'm dying.
So like it wasn't like Josuke's outfit isn't or his look isn't like the weirdest thing in JoJo, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
No, of course not.
But
Is
it's
that the.
like I have no strong opinions on it one way or the other. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a JoJo character design. It's one of the more normal ones that I've seen in recent parts.
Yeah, like especially his fucking lack of crazy accessorization. Like, he's straight up wearing, like, a black belt, white pants, and, like, high top Converse fucking shoes.
Okay. I have an idea. I have an idea for a segment right now. Do you
Okay.
want to rank the JoJo protagonists in terms of appearance normalcy?
Um.
You know how normal they look?
Um. Well. I kind of want to rank them in terms of how much I like them and do a tier list on the best dressed JoJo in each of our opinions. But how close they are to something a normal person in reality would wear is also interesting.
Yeah,
But I also
I think this would be pretty quick.
I think Joseph Joestar wins right off the bat. I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Right.
He's wearing like
Joseph
normal
Joestar
person clothes.
is like the most vanilla battle shonen protagonist look ever.
Right. I mean, Jonathan wore more outlandish stuff, but that was because he was in England in the fucking 1800s, and Iraqi felt more
Wait,
flamboyant at the time.
did you say Joseph? Did you say Joseph one?
Yeah, I said Joseph one. Because think about Jonathan. He
Uh,
wears the fucking weird ass, like, Sherlock Holmes hat. He's a little funny dressed. And also, who wears shoulder pads? Jonathan, I mean, it's not Jonathan.
doesn't
Joseph shows
Joseph's
up
got
just
the
wearing, like,
Joseph's
a red jacket and, like, a shirt with a tie and, like, pants. He's, like,
Yeah,
dressed like a normal
but Joseph
person.
also okay, but like if we can we have to consider like
Okay, this is going to be
based
a
on
good
like what
segment.
we
We're
think
going to
the
have a good debate
default.
about this.
Okay, let's consider only the default, like the most default iconic appearance within the part that they were actually the main character for
Okay.
each character, right?
All right.
So
But like, what do you
Jonathan,
consider
we're going
Joseph's
with like
default appearance? Because Joseph changes outfits like several times.
I think like the like he's mostly depicted with like he's got the short shirt, cut off shirt with the bare midriff and the scarf. And
Right.
that's his main look.
That's the look that he rocks from when they get to fucking the snow place onward. Like after
Without the
ACDC.
without the bandana, I think. Because the bandana comes into the story later.
Yeah, the headband from Seas. But like, you must remember when he has that outfit on, they go to the snow place, and he is wearing the motherfucking he's wearing that sick jacket over it. Hold on, why can't I just find a picture of Joseph wearing the fucking jacket? Jesus Christ. I'm so pissed. No, because this is his jacket
outfit
from the beginning of the story.
That outfit, I think is less over the top, or is actually more over the top than Jonathan's default appearance. Because remember, Joseph also has the stupid anime protagonist hair.
Yeah, but man, I really want to find a picture of Joseph wearing this jacket. You know the one I'm talking about, though, right?
Okay, hold on. Are we saying based on the standards of today, or are we assigning the standards that were period and location appropriate at the time?
Man, I think that most of these motherfuckers dress so weird we won't even have to make that distinction. Where's the JoJo screenshots? Yeah,
because Jonathan would look much weirder today than he probably would back in like when the story took place.
Yeah, no, but I think even if you compare him to like Speedwagon Gang and how they dress, he's dressed kind of faggy. He's dressed kind of like foppish, you know. He's dressed strange.
Does he have the bare midriff? I forget.
I don't remember, and also the JJBA screenshots Twitter is not loading for me now for some reason. Hey, this is the outfit that I'm talking about with the motherfucking jacket on, where he's got the hat, like the pilot hat. He's got this is the outfit that you're talking about that's iconic, where he fights Wamuu, but he hasn't taken the jacket off yet. Do you remember the awesome scene at the end of fucking JoJo?
Okay, no, this is not what I'm talking about, because I'm talking about like
the red jacket for the beginning of the story?
No, I'm talking about his All-Star Battle look, actually.
Oh wait, his All-Star Battle look is just this, but after he removes the jacket, dude. That's from when he fights Wamuu.
But he doesn't have the pilot hat either.
No, yeah, he takes that off. Do you remember the fucking epic JoJo scene from the end of?
Oh, I might be misthinking then.
Yeah, so do you remember the? Okay, I'm gonna pull it up. Joseph Joestar gets on chariot. It's the scene at the end of JoJo fucking episode. JoJo verse Wamuu. No, but I wanna go to before this. I wanna go to like the lead up to JoJo versus Wamuu. What episode is this? Man, what fucking episode?
While we're on this, because we're basically debating over whether Joseph or Jonathan looks.
Oh, it's JoJo puts on Caesar's headband. That's what I need to fucking goddamn look up.
While you're looking that up, we can talk about like who we think is actually like the most outlandish in appearance, and I honestly think it's probably Giorno.
Maybe, potentially. I think
Giorno's hairstyle alone is like something that like you would never see. It's got like the donuts, the 3 donuts on the hair.
Yeah.
And he's got that braided rat tail in the back.
Right, and there's no way it could even exist in reality at all. Which honestly I think is also true of Josuke's pompadour. I mean, like, have you seen such a thing?
It's okay. So, like the pompadour, it's a little oversized, but you can see like hair that's in that style, just like at a smaller size in real life.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. Well, much in the same way,
Yeah.
I've seen people do like cool like cosplay like videos where they really like they make their hair into the Giorno curls. And it looks pretty cool.
Plus Josuke,
but it can never exist on that level.
Josuke's outfit is like normal high school uniform almost, just with like a little accessorization.
Right, but you got to think about
Whereas,
this. You got to think about this. He's got his jacket, and then it's like weirdly buttoned and then open and then like pinned back. And then he has that yellow shirt underneath that has zippers on it that start at his nipples and go down. So, what do you got to say about that? I wouldn't call that everyday fashion.
hold on, I gotta pull up.
Look at Josuke's undershirt. Look at it. I didn't even have to look at it to tell you that. I just know that's what he looks like. Okay, I literally am going on to Crunchyroll to pull up this fucking episode because... Yeah, it's the end of episode 21.
Okay, yeah, I see what we're looking at here. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the nipple zippers.
Wait, why do I need a free trial? I shouldn't need a free trial. I pay for Crunchyroll.
The nipple zippers look weird, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, the nip zips.
But like that's honestly probably the most outlandish thing, other than the size of his pompadour, that I can find about his appearance.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, other than that,
here
he is dressed kind of
seems
normal.
to be in line with something that you could see in real life.
Mm-hmm. Now, hang on a moment here. Do you remember JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, episode 21, the end of that episode, where fucking all the dudes are chanting for Wamu. Wamu shows up, and he's fucking like, yo, Jojo. Oh, he's still wearing the hat at this point.
Episode 21.
Episode 21. Fucking pull it up on Crunchyroll, sync it up with me, we'll watch it together. No, not really, but I'm trying to point out the exact moment that Jojo throws aside the hat. Yep, there it is. Alright, so fucking 22 minutes and 54 seconds in, Lisa says something to Jojo. What does she fucking say?
If you could just like screenshot this, if you could just screenshot this and send it to me.
Hey, I wonder if I can, I'm just gonna
like,
screen share it with you. How about? What if we do that?
Okay, let's see it.
Wait, how do I do this then? Wait. Go. Do it. Why can't I do it? I'm like clicking on it and it just says like no. Turn on screen share.
No, not on my end. That would be...
It just says like choose screen 1 or screen 2, but then you can't hit like okay anywhere. Oh, I have to fucking change it to goddamn full screen and hit share. Alright. Well, anyway, check it out. Check it. Alright. Are you seeing this?
Okay, so I'm seeing that.
Beat him, Jojo. We have to win this. This is awesome. This is my favorite episode ending. Do you have any
There you
sound?
go. No, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's the outfit. That's the outfit right
Yeah. Right, but the music here is awesome. Like,
this you say is more
Look.
normal than how Jonathan looks.
Da 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 da, da 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 da, and the guitar solo, and he jumps in the fucking chariot. The music here is so good. To be continued. All right. Anyways, I think that potentially Joseph in either this outfit
After he
or
after he pulls off the jacket, but before he puts on the scarf is what I think of when I think of Joseph.
what after he pulls off the jacket but before he puts on the headband?
Yeah.
So like the 2-second window.
That 30 seconds is my mental image of Joseph.
Well, you know what? No, because then he exists like that for the rest of the part afterwards because he tears up the headband to fight Wamu. So he looks like that throughout the whole
Got it. Yep.
fight with cars and ending before he shows up to his own
Okay.
funeral. So that's valid
Okay,
for you to
makes
think
sense.
of him like that. But I think of him like this with the headband, or I think of the early part design where he's like this. And he's just wearing like normal guy clothes. Like, come on, this is fucking more normal than Jonathan. Fucking Jonathan Joestar. Let's see some Jonathan outfits. Weird, big, like, cord fucking things. Who wears shoulder pads? Put your shirt back on. You know, like, who dresses like this?
It was Jonathan. Okay, so it was Jonathan with the bare midriff. Okay. So I've changed my mind. Jonathan looks weirder.
Gangnam
than
Style!
Joseph.
Yes! I love this one. This is like my favorite frame of JoJo Part 1.
Also, Jonathan is a huge beef man.
An enormous beef boy, yes.
So he's got that going.
I'm gonna save that. Gangnam
This is
Style.
where you lose your shit over here.
Yeah, dude, I'm popping off over here. Isn't this awesome? Yeah. Oh my god, he looks like Goku. This is. Where do you work out? The gym.
Yep. There's the battle shonen protagonist.
Yeah, he's fucking Kenshiro, bro. Who's this? Get that off my fucking screen.
Looking like fucking Baki over here.
Oh, hey, dude, my friend Alex actually has this poster on his fucking wall in his fucking room at his fucking house where he fucking lives. What is this? All right, that's enough.
I don't like it.
We've dived deep
like
enough. It's time to stop.
That's cursed.
That's super fucking
Okay,
cursed, bro. All right,
anyway,
back on track. We got way off track there.
Most normal.
So Joseph most
normal.
Man, we
Jonathan,
squeezed
do you
like
want to say a second or
we squeezed like 15 minutes of talk out of that.
Jonathan, do you want to say his second or no? Maybe not.
Well, it doesn't really matter who's second. Let's pick out who's the worst, right? Or let's pick out the candidates.
Like I said, I think it's Jorno.
Oh, we're only doing main characters, huh?
Main characters.
Because I thought of Jotaro, and then I thought, oh, well, Jotaro from Part 6 is a fucking fashion disaster. But then I was like,
wait a minute. What about Johnny?
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. Johnny is wearing like some sort of weird. He's wearing his pajamas, essentially. You know? He really is.
Yeah.
Johnny's wearing his pajamas. But, you know what? Johnny is not even the main character of Steel Ball Run. So, let's assess Gyro instead.
Wait, what are you saying? Wait, no. What is this? You can't do this.
No, Araki did it. It's
This is
not
unfair.
even. He's not introduced at the beginning. Gyro
What are
is.
you, wait. What? I can't. Hold on. But it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Why is this troubling you so much?
But it's JoJo's Bizarre.
Just analyze Gyro with me for a minute. It's not JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It was just called Steel Ball Run.
But if we do this, then we have to talk about Bucciarati instead of Giorno and his fucking zipper fetish.
Yeah, we could talk about that, but I don't even think we need to. Yeah. I feel like Gyro is like almost a normal cowboy, but he's just like Araki'd up, you know? Like he has example.
He's got like giant holes cut out in his hat.
He has spurs and he has a cowboy hat and he has holsters, but what he's holding are steel balls that he throws at people using magical spin. And his hat's got weird fucking holes in it and goggles strapped to it that he never uses.
Don't forget his solid gold grills that say "Go Go Zeppeli."
Yeah, so he's a very interesting character. Basically, he looks great. He's extremely
And his
normal.
blue lipstick,
Yeah. Well,
or green lipstick or whatever. The
but
fact that
like,
he's wearing lipstick at all.
do you like headcanoning that these characters actually take lipstick with them on their adventures and like they get ready in the morning? Or do you like headcanoning that it's just an effect of the JoJo verse? Depending on how gay
There's
you
a
are will
video
affect
that I
your
saw.
answer.
There's a video that I saw of like basically
I have had Mamazuku
it's
saying, but it's
parodying
not a
the
very
end of
strong poison on the screen for like 30 minutes now. I've got to change the panel, dude.
it's parodying the end of part 3, where the world and Star Platinum are actual like stands, like food stands,
Oh yeah,
right?
hot dog platinum.
But that's not the point. The point is in this video, Dio actually takes a second to put on lipstick, and it's like, yeah, that's the reality. That's where
Beautiful.
we are.
I like that. I like imagining that that's the case, except that I feel like Steel Ball Run literally contradicts that when they go over, like, here's exactly everything that Gyro and Johnny are packing, and they don't list that. I feel like if Araki wanted us to believe that it was a real, like, makeup thing, that characters in this universe just apply makeup casually like that.
So then are we supposed to believe that his lips are naturally green?
I think we're
Is
supposed to
that what we're
believe it's
saying,
simply
Araki?
an effect of the JoJo verse. I think that's just something they have there.
Is
It
this
just
what
doesn't
you're
get
saying,
talked
Araki?
about.
His lips are just green?
I think so, man.
Okay. It's like The Simpsons, where like they're just yellow.
They're just green.
Don't talk about it.
Don't talk
Don't
about
talk
it.
about it.
There's no need. Don't talk about what? Even. Don't talk about what? There's no need to talk about anything.
There's no need to be concerned.
In fact, why are we even
His
still
lips
talking?
are just green.
These lips were made for greening. Anyway. What the fuck are we...
We were talking about like ranking the
yes.
the outfits of like the main JoJos.
Right.
Yeah, I think Johnny might actually be like the most non-normal.
Yeah. And we're comparing it to time period and also to current. I mean, it looks weird in both.
Yeah, this is not something somebody would wear back then, and like honestly, if somebody wore that now, I think they were weird.
Yeah, indeed. Unless they literally were wearing it as their pajamas, because that's what it looks like. That looks like that was the design intent behind the clothes. To have it look like Johnny just got up out of bed and put some shoes on which are connected to his pants.
Yeah, he's just wearing his onesie. You know how it is.
But you know what? I really love the design of Josuke. I really like it, and I don't even think it's...
Josuke 8?
Yeah, I don't even think it's that outlandish compared to some of the other ones.
Yeah, like I was saying, how I led into this topic in the first place is he's more on the normal side of things. Like this is relatively normal, although he is a sailor boy, so there's that. But
But he's not a sailor boy, though, you see. He's never set foot on a boat.
He's not. He is not a man of the sea.
He's firmly a man of the land.
He is a man of the land.
But you know what, though? Maybe at the end of the story, he will become a man of the sea. Or become someone who crosses the boundary for the first time. And that will be symbolic.
And then you just see Kira's ghost yelling down from heaven, "No, that's not how it works, fucker.
You were doing so well! Turn around!
Get off the fucking boat! Get off the boat!
There's still time! You could be a man of the land!" Why does Kira take that so seriously? What's up with that? You know?
But anyway, if I had to rank Josuke 8, like he'd definitely be closer to the normal end
Yeah, I think I'd put him.
the
I think I would actually put him right around Jotaro tier, wherever we're putting Jotaro. Jotaro is probably mid for me. And the reason I compare the two is because both Jotaro and Josuke have, like, a uniform as their outfit. And it's a uniform for, like, a thing that exists in the real world that's kind of mundane. But it's been taken into JoJo and made, like, fantastical, you know?
So here's how I see it. Here's how I see it right now. At the top end of normal, you've got Joseph. Although actually, you know what? I'm still hung up on his anime hair.
I don't know, man. I think that's just bedhead. What can you say?
Okay. Although Jonathan's hair is much more normal.
That's true.
But again, he is a giant. He is also a giant beef monster man. So
Beef monster man.
So yeah, I'd probably put him closer to not normal. But anyway, Joseph, then probably Josuke. 4, that is.
Josuke 4. Yeah, I assumed you meant Josuke 4.
And then Jotaro, like you said, would be down near the middle. And then Josuke 8. And then below that, Jolene, Giorno. Maybe move Jonathan up above Giorno. And then at the bottom, we got Johnny.
Wait, Jonathan above Giorno? Jonathan's the weirdest dresser of all time now?
No. Okay, so the scale goes normal to less normal.
Oh, okay, sorry. I misunderstood. I tuned out for a moment and I tuned back in and I was...
Because I started at the most normal and went down is what I did.
Anyways, so let's run through the list one more time. From fucking top to bottom.
So Joseph.
Joseph, most normal dresser of all time.
Well, it is JoJo, so I wouldn't go that far.
No, listen. He shows up in a suit and tie. Not a suit and tie. He shows up in a shirt and tie and a jacket. And last time we saw people doing things in JoJo, they were wearing, like, fucking... I don't know, whatever the fuck Dio has going on.
Okay, then you want to talk about suit and tie? How about Prosciutto, who the weirdest thing about him is, like, if you look at the back of his head.
Oh yeah, and he's got weird hair. His hair is parted strange.
You know, other than that, he's just a dude.
Yeah, that's pretty true. But I like that about him.
A dude. That's a dude you'd find on the street, and then like you look at the back of his head, and he's like, "What?"
And he's like, "You looking at me, motherfucker? I'll kill you. I'll turn you so old." All right, but Joseph Joestar,
anyway.
Most normal dresser of all time. Who's the second most normal dresser of all time?
Okay. All right. So I think it's like a Josuke 4, right? Josuke 4's pompadour is a little large, and I'm not a fan of his zipper shirt.
Josuke 4 pompadour. I adore that pompadour.
Other than that, that's something that you'd see somebody wearing, I'm sure.
All right.
And then after that, you've got what was it?
Hey, did we put Jolene anywhere?
Jotaro? Yeah, I put her right below Josuke 8.
Yeah, that's probably fair. She sort of has like a weird halter top and pants, but like really extra double weird. So I would put her right about there, yeah.
Not to mention the tricolor hair dye.
Oh yeah,
But that's
yes
a thing.
indeed.
But that's a thing.
That's
That's a
cool though.
thing.
We like that.
Um. So anyway, third place for most normal goes to Jotaro, I guess. His hat hair's weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
Where it merges into his hat.
Yeah, but we love
And
that. That's a good thing. The head hair is sick.
and the giant gold chain that comes off of his uniform. That's kind of unusual, but that's a thing.
But I would like to say that I think Jotaro and Josuke are both very similar in that, like, they're both wearing the uniform for a thing that they're not. Like, Jotaro actually is a high schooler, but, like, we don't see him going to high school for, like, really any of the story. Just a little bit at the beginning.
Okay, I can justify this. Most of Part 4 takes place over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And Jotaro is a delinquent. Done.
Wait, Part 4? What?
Part 4. Well, you're talking about Part 8. You said Josuke, so I assumed Part 4. But what you meant was Josuke 8.
No, sorry. I mean, hold on. I'm talking about Jotaro's uniform from 3, and then Josuke 8's sailor uniform from 8. I'm saying they're similar in that, like, they're both wearing the uniform for a thing that they are not. They're both wearing, like, somebody else's uniform. Not so much for Jotaro, because he is a high schooler, but, like, not right now, He's, like, a dude on an adventure. He very easily could have switched into, like, adventuring clothes, like how Old Joseph went from, Old Joseph went from his travel clothes to, like, the short sleeve shirt and hat.
Actually, the fact that you bring that up, and the fact that Jotaro is an actual, like, high school delinquent, also explains some of the weirdness behind his clothes, because that's why probably he would have customized his uniform with the giant gold chain and the ripped out hat back.
Indeed. But, like, why does his coat go down to the floor, right? I've never seen a Japanese school kid, like, it goes to, like, the waist, right? Like, how did he get that added on? That's pretty goofy looking.
That's probably the weirdest part, actually.
Yeah, the coat extending from the thing.
So then, after that, you've got Josuke 8, pretty standard sailor uniform, if a little customized.
But they're both weird in that he's not a sailor and he's not in school right now. What are you wearing a uniform for? But they have decided to do it because that's just like the clothes that they're comfortable in. Josuke because his previous self, and Jotaro because that's just what he does.
These are things that people wear, not like should these people be wearing these things.
No, yeah, true, but I feel like those two are the only ones that have any sort of like what's the connection between fucking Jolene and Johnny's design? I don't know. I just had a thought I wanted to publish in the podcast, but I'm pretty sure I got it out now. Anyway, let's move on.
We all know we know that. Well, we know that that cowboys historically wore pajamas.
Yeah, of course. All right. Anyway, so we got Jotaro and then Josuke 8, and then Jolene, and then Johnny.
Jolene. I think it was Jonathan. He's a big beef man, but he's got like a pretty normal appearance otherwise.
Wait, no, you fucked up. You fucked up, Chris. We were going to the least.
Did I fuck up?
We were going to the least normal. Not to the most.
Yes. Where did I fuck up?
Jonathan is one of the strangest? He's one of the least normal?
You were upset that I put him at the most normal. Where was I supposed to put him?
I don't understand. I thought we already went over him. It was like Joseph, and then who was after Joseph? Just Josuke? I thought Jonathan came after him.
Josuke... What, with his bare midriff and his giant beef man body?
Listen, man, sometimes he wears just like a sweater with a fucking little tie and like a sweater vest. That's relatively normal.
Sometimes. We're not talking about his default appearance now.
Man, fucking what is his
Let's just
default
talk about the
appearance?
time when he wore a suit for his wedding.
Alright, well,
You know?
JoJo Parts 1 and
There.
2 don't even, like, compute in having, like, a default appearance. Like, because their
Let's
characters just
talk
change
about...
outfits continuously through the whole story.
Oh, all right. Jonathan Joestar, most normal dresser ever. He wore a suit for his wedding. There, done. Boom.
Alright, man. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Do you remember when I said, let's run through the list one more time? I shouldn't have said that. I should have just continued. I should have considered the segment done then.
What is even going on?
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me no more.
No.
What is love?
Anyway.
All right. I've been on a really cute picture of the head doctor this whole time. You're gonna like it.
Oh God, what is even? Where are we?
I don't know.
What is
We're in some kind of dimension. What were we saying before you fucking said let's rank all the JoJo's appearances? Yeah, I have no idea.
You were talking about you were asking how I felt about like Josuke 8's appearance, and that's how we got here.
Right. Because I love it.
And
I think it's cool.
I was like, you know what? It seems like one of the more normal JoJo designs, and I was like,
yeah.
You know what? Let's waste time with an hour-long segment.
That was like 35 minutes, dude. That was incredible. Because we did the whole thing where we watched the ending to that episode. Man. Truly a great one this month here at the Locacacast HQ. But seriously, I really love Josuke's design.
They can't all be winners.
I never thought... No, dude, this is a great episode. This is a winner. I never thought that the sailor suit was like a cool thing at all in life until JoJo. And it showed me that, like, you know, I don't think, like, the military stuff is cool in general. I'm not, like, that type of dude. You know, you'd encounter those guys in school who would, like, know all the World War II shit. Like, that was what they were an otaku for. I never was into that. So I never thought, like, uniforms were cool. But
there's
the
like
way that JoJo has reinterpreted, like, the concept of, like, the hat with the lines and the fucking little, like, half cape, like, reverse bib thing and the fucking cuffs. It's really cool.
There's a certain love affair that that Japanese media has with, like, military fashion.
Yeah.
And so like you notice Japanese schoolgirl uniforms are actually sailor uniforms.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's not just that, but like in a lot of animes and games and other stuff, you'll see like they love military fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Like German uniforms, American uniforms, you know? They're just really big fans of like military fashion. And like old school boys' school uniforms also even used to be based on military uniforms. I don't know if you knew this.
I don't think so. I didn't know this.
Where they had like okay, so have you ever seen actually like we can go back to Jotaro for a second. The uniform he's wearing is an older style of boys' school uniform, where it's got he doesn't wear it buttoned,
Mm-hmm.
but
Of course not.
that is based on a Japanese military design.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Including the hat. The hat is also part of that.
Oh yeah, I mean the hat always struck me as a little like I don't know. It's kind of like a, I don't know. It's kind of like a Nazi hat, but not evil. You know, gold instead of silver, more friendly color. You know what I'm talking about? That's a rude way to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. I get it.
I love Josuke's design. Josuke 8. Do you remember when I was like, you can't spell Josuke with a U. That's stupid. That was so retarded. I'm glad that I am full team Josuke now.
Well, I mean, it like I don't even know. Like, is it
It
like
is
what is the
significant.
spelling actually?
Um,
Because like what actually is like if you were to spell this out using hiragana, which I can actually read, um, does it have the double O, or is it like, is it Josuke or is it Josuke?
well, let's fucking see. Da da da. Um, man,
If it's an
where
O
is
with
it?
a line over it, then spelling it with a U is acceptable.
I can't remember where it is.
All right, I'll just look it up.
No. I'm looking it up right now, but I can't remember exactly where the fuck it is. But I know that the whole point is that like Josuke has a the way that they spell his name. He has a different kanji than the one that they used for Part 4 Josuke. And then when you get to
Okay, so it is Higashikata Josuke. You know,
yeah,
with the line over the O, so you
indeed.
can spell it with a U. With the U after the O is a correct spelling.
Man,
It is.
I wish I just knew off the top of my head what I wanted to tell you because I'm not going to be able to just fucking like pull it out of my ass, you know? I'm going to get it wrong. But basically, fucking Josuke, his name is with a different kanji than the
By the way,
Josuke from Part 4. Go ahead.
the same also applies to Josuke from Part 4. His name is also Josuke.
Yeah. But I believe it is a different one. Let me look. Let me look literally. Namesake.
It is the same kanji.
No, it's not. The Suke is the same, but the Jo is different. Look.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
different kanji. Never mind.
So, because I remember this, I don't remember where it pointed it out. This might have been in the actual manga at some point, but they pointed out that motherfucking the kanji is different,
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
he
sure.
has the same kanji as somebody else. I don't remember. Is it Kyo Nijimura when she says her real name? She has one of the same as like I don't know. I wish I wasn't so stupid. Oh,
Did you check Kira?
yeah, I'm checking Kira right now, but I just remembered what I'm supposed to. I think it's his parents. Where's Joseph Fumi? Man.
Not part 8's Kira. Although I think they might actually have the same spelling.
Hold on.
They are spelled exactly the same.
I'm trying to find. Aha.
This is good radio, by the way. This is
Yeah,
excellent.
no, it's absolutely terrible, but I don't even care. We'll fucking just cut all this. Yeah, yes, they are. Great. Okay, so I figured it out. So we can just cut into right here. The whole point of all of this is that the kanji that Josuke 8 uses for Joe in his name is different than the one that Josuke Part 4 uses. But when we are introduced to Josefumi, the story makes a point of using the same Joe as Josuke Part 4. So the two Pompadour boys share the kanji, and it's the fusion Josuke who has a weird corrupted one because he's not pure Josuke anymore, you know? That's what all of that was for.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And I believe the same thing happens with somebody's last name, like Cujo or something. I don't remember. This was a long time ago and I can't remember where I read it, but that's what's up with his name. What else are we trying to discuss on this podcast? Anything? Predictions?
Sure, we can do predictions. What do you predict?
Josuke is gonna use his bubbles to fucking get the stuff, to get the asbestos. We are going to be left hanging about why the fuck the head doctor would want to mess with Mamazuku as a child before he's important. And we're going to cut back to the A story at the house. Or I guess this is the A story. We're going to cut back to the B story at the house and see Joshu trying to heal Yasuo and shit. And I hope Joshu has actually already healed the other people as well. I hope that's already happened. Just off screen. With the other fruits he had in his pockets, you know? Because, like, would he really walk past dying Jobin and Tsurugi to go heal Yasuo?
I think Mamazuku's gonna die. I think Joshu's gonna get a backstory drop. I think what else do I think?
Hey, do you think
I think you're right about Josuke using the bubbles to remove the asbestos from his body.
Because he doesn't need to move his body to activate his stand. Right? I mean, like, he pointed for flare. You don't actually need to point. You just think about that shit.
I don't know. I don't know what else I think.
Indeed. I don't know how to think
That
anymore
whole tangent
either.
the whole tangent we went off on kind of got me drained.
Yeah, I mean, fucking, that was so unnecessary, though. It was like, we just got so in the weeds on that. I mean, and also, we knew the answer right from the beginning. I said, dude, Joseph. But we had to make a whole tier list.
I mean, I thought. Okay, so here's the
also,
thing.
the fact that I wasn't paying attention for a
had-
second and I said repeat the list cost us like 20 minutes.
Here's the thing. Is I had Joseph and Jonathan confused on account of I didn't know which one of them had the bare midriff.
Well, I think Joseph has it too, but not to such an extent. He has the shirt that's like cut at the sides, you know?
All right. Yeah. I'm sure he also bears it on occasion.
But Jonathan way more. I agree.
I don't know. Let's not get into it again.
Yeah, fuck it.
That was a huge waste of time last time. Let's not do that again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could start talking about all the Joe Bros and all the villains. We could start ranking them.
Oh God, let's save that. Let's save that for a different time.
Let's save that for never. You know what? I was actually thinking to myself earlier. You really laughed at that. Save that for never? I didn't expect that to get a laugh.
Save it for another time when I'm not here.
Save it for another time when neither of us are here. It can fucking happen without us. Anyway, earlier on the podcast, I was thinking to myself.
Tell you what. Okay, Okay, here's how you generate good viewer comments. If you have opinions on the Joe Bros outfits, drop them in the comments below, and we'll read those next episode.
If you have comments on any outfits in JoJo or general JoJo fashion insight, if you have any cool parallels you want to draw, if you have any things you want to highlight, fucking leave a comment. But yeah, earlier this
If
podcast.
you are an expert, if you are an expert in the fashion field and would like to tell us why we are wrong, please go ahead and leave that comment below so you can blow us up live on stream.
You can leave a complaint in the complaint box, but I don't check that shit. So, you know.
I do. I love checking the complaint box. I love being proven wrong. Makes
I
me feel
was
nice.
thinking to myself earlier this episode, man, I wonder if we are just gonna, finish out talking about the chapter and then end it like fucking good people, like upstanding members of society. Or is one of us gonna come up with some sort of asinine, like, third standalone segment that's gonna go on for 40 minutes?
You're thinking, oh, this fucker's gonna come up with some bullshit again.
I was like, well, one of us is gonna say something, and it's gonna. It was at a time where I thought the episode might be wrapping up soon.
We were having a good podcast, and then this fucker had to say something. To say some stupid shit.
No way. You brought up a real heavy conversation point when we were an hour 50 in. It's not your fault. But yeah, I was thinking, are we going to have like a weird segment on this one, or is it going to be normal? And here we are. 2 hours, 50 minutes in. All right, Chris, you have any
Reminder,
other...
this is basically... Reminder, this is basically us closing out the podcast for the last 50 fucking minutes.
Yeah, essentially. God damn. So, yeah, I'm gonna fucking page through the chapter one more time and try and see if there's, like, anything really interesting that I thought during it that I wanted to bring up. Oh, yes, there is. Do you think that the Higashikata Rock curse, in the first place, is caused by rock human inbreeding? Because think about this. In the very first chapter of Joj, part 8, it says, and I will go to it right now for you. Are you ready? I'll read it verbatim. I'll read it verbatim. Here we go. Da-da-da-da-da. She's hiding from Joshu. She's describing Morio, the walleyes. This is a story about breaking a curse. The beginning of it, a curse as explained by one person, is an impurity that has been handed down because of a sin committed by a distant ancestor you know nothing about. Some describe it using the example of hatred that continued to exist after Sakanoe no Tamamura subjugated the Emishi. And yet by another interpretation, when mankind first came into existence and things were firmly classified as black or white, the friction grew between them. That is what a curse is. But whichever it may be, a curse is something that must be broken, or else you'll be defeated by it. So, an impurity handed down by a distant ancestor who committed a sin that you know nothing about? I don't know. But it seems like it was set up right there in the fucking first chapter. Potentially. And also, like, that is a question that we have never had answered. Where did the disease come from in the first place?
Right. Here's where I draw issue with that. We've seen that that their tradition in the Higashikata household for dealing with the curse is for the eldest son to sacrifice himself when...
No, it's a parent for the eldest son. The eldest son's the one who gets the disease.
No. It's Right, that's what I meant. The parent sacrifices himself for the eldest son.
Yeah.
Um, but also the head of the household always takes the name Norisuke. Um, in Steel Ball Run, we meet Norisuke the first, and he's an old man, and he didn't do the equivalent exchange.
Right.
So
The rock disease, the first time it happened was to Rina Higashikata. So did she cheat on Johnny and fuck a rock man? And that gave her a rock STD? And it's been
I'm
handed
not
down through
sure
the
that's.
generations? And like she never
I'm
had a
not sure
rock
that's how that.
child? Because rock.
I'm not sure that's how that works. Cause I don't know.
I'm just
I don't
speculating,
know.
man. I'm literally just wildly spitballing. But like she didn't have a rock child because she is woman and not rock woman? You just roboted out hard, my brother.
I don't know. I don't know.
You just roboted out super hard.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't know, lol. That's my answer to your question.
I don't know, lol. Awesome. Great answer. Thank you for your contribution. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
No.
I mean, Johnny just is peacefully married to Rina, and then one day she gets origamied, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's possible she could have fucked a rock, man. Who knows? It's in the cards. It's within the realm of possibility. That's all I can say. But yeah.
Except hold on. Hold on. That's that is the Joestar family, not the Higashikatas. Because remember, it splits. It splits there, and that family line goes down to Kyo and Kira, and they are not suffering the curse there.
I'm going to go look at the family tree. You could be right about this one. Hey, where the fuck is the family tree, bro?
Norisuke the first had multiple children, and his daughter married Johnny.
Here it is. Right.
So that's where the Joestar bloodline continues.
Right. Okay, so here we go. Higashikata, fucking Norisuke Higashikata the first married a woman named Teru, and he gave birth to Rina and Norisuke the second and some other kids. Norisuke the second married Toyoko and gave birth to Norisuke the third and some other kids. And then they gave birth to Norisuke the fourth, a.k.a. Josuke, a.k.a. our Norisuke from the story. And then he married Kato, and they had Jobin, Hato, Joshu, and Daya. And Jobin married Mitsuba and had Tsurugi. That's the whole family tree. Now, the fucking JoJo side, Rina marries Jonathan, a.k.a. Johnny, and they have a kid and George. He marries Elizabeth. They have several kids and Joseph. Joseph does whatever he does, fucking has Holly. Holly marries Yoshiteru Kira, and then we got Yoshikage. Although, you know what's weird? Holly Joestar and Yoshiteru Kira are on there, and they have Yoshikage, born 1982, but they don't have Kyo. Kyo is not on the family tree. But maybe that's just in the same capacity that they had to write in Hato, Joshu, and Daya later.
From that family tree.
Oh, she already did?
Kyo's erased herself from that family tree.
I forgot about that completely. Thank you. Yeah. I forgot that she did that. Which also, like, why did she do that?
Well, it's so that she can spy on the family.
For what purpose?
You know, I don't know. But that's
Yeah,
why
that's as far as it goes.
That's why she
I don't
did
know.
it, but I don't know why.
Yeah. All right, so hey, you know what we need to do to finish off this episode? We need to edit the list of shoes yet to drop in Jojolion. That's what we need to do.
Oh,
Do you
do we?
remember that
All right.
from the last episode?
Yeah. Yeah. You
I'll
got the
pull that up.
list.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Give me one sec. Shoes yet to drop. Here we go. All right, so we have number 1, Flashback Man. Number 2, Bite Marks. Number 3, Norisuke knows Kira. Parentheses, dead Kira has the fruit seller's mark on him. 4, Kato. 5, Tsurugi being cured before the harvest. 6, Daya erasing memories. 7, the true nature of the soap bubbles. Why is that on there? I feel like we already know the true nature of the soap bubbles. Right?
I think it was like, yes, they're strings, and
Oh, yeah, and what does that mean?
significance
Right. Because that's been set up, so what's the point? I get it. The fate of Holly. The mysterious case of the shrinking sausages. Fuck you. Why did you make me put that on there? The fish sausages keep getting smaller. All right.
Oh god, not this shit again.
And then red herrings. The photo with Kyo Nijimura. Kyo Nijimura in general. Yotsuyu Yagiyama claims to have killed Josuke before. And also I spelled Josuke wrong. I didn't put the U. So those are the shoes yet to drop and the red herrings. Shoes yet to drop means things that we are waiting on payoff for. And red herrings, yeah, and that's just what that is. So I think on shoes yet to drop, I'm going to go ahead and put 10 why or head doctor targeting. No, yeah, why does the head doctor target young Mamazuku? And then because now we know that the rock animal thing is like kind of the head doctor's shtick. Like he has da-da-da-da-da-da in his pocket. He has Doremi Fasolitido and Urban Gorilla under his employ. He has never mind. I was going to say this other one that he deployed in the past on Mamazuku, but that was the same one. Anyways, so now that we know that
I think I know where you're getting. I think I know where you're going with this.
I think you
I know
do.
where you're
The
going
hair
with this.
clip of the King Dynasty.
I think where. Actually, no, that's not where I was going. Where I thought you were going.
Okay.
With this.
Well, then why
thought
don't you
were
go
going
ahead
with
first?
this Was I thought where you were going with this was, does the head doctor himself even have a stand?
Ah.
Because Wonder of You is Toru's stand, and he's using a rock animal, but does he himself have a stand?
Do you think that it's possible that there was a head doctor, but he just died like a couple years ago, and Toru has just been making his stand walk around and be the head doctor this whole time?
I think that's actually extremely possible.
But there must be some
hilarious.
reason he can be seen by normal people then, right? Has to be something to that.
Is puppeting his dead body, sure.
Oh my god. And he's not decomposing? Jesus Christ.
He's weakened.
Oh, no. He used his stand to pump his heart. You can do that, remember? He just, like, everything that goes wrong in his body, he just goes in with his stand and just adjusts it. Like, he just breaks the bones back into place. That's incredible. Do it yourself, at home maintenance. But yeah, so I was going to.
I mostly just think the idea of Wonder of You just Weekend at Bernie's-ing this 89-year-old dead man.
That's pretty funny.
It's hilarious.
Because he doesn't say, I am the head doctor. I'm working with... He says, I am Wonder of You, you know? But yeah, so why does the head doctor target young Mamazuku? furthermore, because we know that the head doctor like is the guy deploying the rock animals, we have to ask ourselves, why does Yasuo encounter the hair clip of the King Dynasty? Did the head doctor intend for her to have that experience? Because it looks like she just gets it from some random fucking guy, and it's a complete coincidence. But like, now that it's a pattern of having our Joe Bros have flashbacks where they have
Zach,
what's up?
It's not a coincidence. It's a calamity.
Yeah, but fucking like, if so, we need that to be expanded upon. So we are waiting for that shoe to drop again.
This is the flow that we're on.
Okay, why does Yasuo encounter the hair clip of the King Dynasty? Yeah, I wrote that in. Why does the head doctor target young Mamazuku? Why does Yasuo encounter the hair clip of the King Dynasty? Like, was that on purpose? Was that a plant? You know, was that supposed to happen? Because now that there's a pattern of having our Joe Bro flashback to a time in their youth where they encountered a rock animal and it was devastating, that's like, now they have to mean something. It wasn't just a random one-off thing.
I think a big one that was added was like, what the hell is the flow?
Oh, I feel like I already know what the flow is. The flow is that classic Iraqi thing where just nothing's straightforward, you know? It's like what Gyro says. The straightest path was the roundabout path.
Okay, so
our quickest route was a roundabout path.
Let me correct that then. Is this going to be a part that is pro or anti predetermination?
Good question.
Because you know we have parts like part 5 that are pro predetermination. The idea that everything that is set in stone can't be changed. And we have parts like part 4 that's anti predetermination, where like through your own efforts you can change fate.
Right. Yeah, that is a good question to ask. I've added that on there. I actually want to know, should I write predetermination? I'm going to look this up. Should I write predetermination, predestination, or prestidigitation? One of these, prestidigitation. One of these, no, prestidigitation is magic tricks performed as entertainment. So that's not it.
Yeah, those are magic tricks.
Predestination in Christian theology is the doctrine that all events have been willed by God. Explanations of predestination often seek to address the paradox of free will, whereby God's omniscience seems incompatible with human free will.
That kind of seems in line with what
predetermination is just
saying about the flow and about, and also with what we were with what was being talked about how the rock animals were an alternate line of evolution as a fallback in case things went wrong.
Right. I also really like how he puts that there. They're not like two branches of the same tree in that they're light and shadow. They're just two branches, you know, like this one could succeed or this one, which, you know, if one of them dies out, no big deal. We have the other. That's pretty cool. And they're not like equals either. Like the rock humans are much smaller in number and they're like very different. It's not just like, humans and weird humans. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to write predestination because that has like a whole fate versus free will concept as well. Predetermination is just the act of predetermining, knowing events in advance. I'm going to write predestination.
Well, obviously everything is predetermined because, you know, it's a story by an author.
Yeah,
who is writing
absolutely. No way around that one, honestly. But yeah, so should we...
Within the story, it's predestined.
Yeah. And like the way that the author is trying to use the story to say things about real life, is he trying to give us the feeling that we should treat destiny as if it's real or wrong? Or not real or wrong, real or fake? What is he? What is the emotion that he's trying to impart with the readers? Because part 5 tells you that, like, yes, fate is real and you can't change it, but it still gives you like an uplifting feeling about it at the end. You know, like with Sleeping Slaves.
There's like it's like a Pandora's box type thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yes, everything sucks, but also there's like this little light of hope. You know, you know,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can't change the outcome, but you can make it slightly better. I don't,
Well, I mean,
you
like in
know,
Sleeping Slaves, they can't change the outcome, but they do change, like the time when it happens. You know, Bruno, they shoot the rock and they change it so that instead of dying against King Crimson, he lives through the journey much longer, like on borrowed time, and he takes much more damage. He walks a much harder path, but the same thing happens to him. You know, he isn't able to change fate, but he is able to
the other
like
the
impose
other
his
thing
will upon his fate. You know, he's able
the
to
other
go out on
thing
his
the
own
other thing
terms.
is that the other thing is with Rolling Stone, we don't know if changing that would have also caused their loss. Like if Bruno had died against King Crimson, and the others' fate hadn't been set in stone, would Diavolo have just wiped out everyone in one?
Yeah, who knows? I'm not sure, but part 5 gives you the answer that fate is predetermined and you can't change stuff, but it still gives you like an uplifting feeling about it at the end. Part 4, however, tells you that, like, yes, you can change, you know, you can fucking strike out and change fate, but like life is gonna be hard afterwards, you know? Like, it still doesn't mean you like have an easy lot, you know? Fucking, it gives you a terrible feeling at the end. The sinking feeling, the sadness of Hato going home to his mom and never being able to tell her. She can never know. And Shigechi's parents
Hayato.
forever waiting for him.
It's Hayato, actually.
Oh yeah, I said Hato. I'm sorry. I got part 8 on the Brainium. But yeah, part 4 gives you the nice, comforting answer in terms of is fate real or not. But then, in order to make it not too sweet and saccharine, the rest of it is very fucking downbeat.
And part two is also like another one of those um fate is something that you make for yourself type deals. Um because, a big part of that was, every it is the fate of every Joestar male to die young,
Right.
and then Joseph actually beats that and shows up at his own funeral.
Yeah, that's so incredible because at that point, like, it's you only have like one other Joestar to compare him to, two if you count George, who was off screen. But
Yeah.
I saw your green circle turn on, and I was like, I know what this guy's gonna say. Anyway, fucking
I was about to correct you, and you corrected yourself.
right. Well, I knew that I needed to be in more detail in order to avoid an interjection. I parried you. Anyway, the point is, we only have a handful.
Fucking casual.
We only have a handful of JoJo's to even compare to. But the curse, if you can call it that, at that point feels so real because it's happened to every person. And you're like, no, this is just how it's gonna be. The lives of Joestar
currently,
men are just
currently,
very
it,
short.
currently it has a 100% success rate. It's only happened 2 times. It has a 100% success rate.
I mean, true. What's the success rate like across the whole part? Jotaro lives until he dies.
Uh,
Josuke lives until he dies. Well, I
um,
guess everybody dies in the original universe.
hold on. It's let's see. Joseph, or hold on. Jonathan, George, Joseph, um, Holly lives. Hold on.
Did you count Joseph as one of the ones who died?
Okay, hold on. The curse is all Joestar males die young, right?
I suppose so, yes. Because also none of the Joestar women even get killed, so...
Got it. So, so Jonathan, George, hold on.
Wait,
Actually,
no, Chris, we can't do this. This is gonna take 40 minutes. We're 3 hours and 14 minutes in. We gotta pull the ripcord, buddy.
Fuck it. Jonathan, George.
It's only them. Everyone else fucking lives. Who cares? Jorno lives. Jolene lives. Nobody else dies.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, Jotaro.
I mean, fucking everybody dies at the end of 6. That doesn't count, though. Jolene dies, but then she's alive in the next universe, so does it really count?
Yes, but she's not a Joestar man.
Yeah, she is, though.
So the curse doesn't even apply to her.
But you know what, though? In fucking part 8,
this is a sexist curse.
In part 8, when they do the Legend of Johnny Joestar, they do all that shit. Fucking Mario year 1901. There it is. It's they do this whole thing where they say hold on, I'm now reading the Legend of Johnny Joestar. Da-da-da-da. Johnny decided to bring Rinoa back to Japan. Man, do you remember the last time there was a to be continued arrow in JoJo? It was in part 8.
Okay, you know what?
What's up?
I got it. Hayato broke the Joestar curse.
Hayato did? Because he saved Josuke?
Josuke was going to die.
Josuke was so going to die. You're right. Josuke was doomed, except that Hayato was there to help him. And then he did the thing where he fucking tricked him into blowing up his dad. So that was pretty based.
Too bad he couldn't save Jotaro, though. But nobody could have saved Jotaro.
No way. Okay, so I'm doing the thing. Yeah, it takes the curse off of Rina. Where is George? Yeah, and then George is in there all origamied up. Where is the thing? Where is the citation for the thing that we're saying about the lives of Joestar men are short? Because I'm pretty sure that is in part 8 in the Legend of Johnny Joestar flashback, where he talks about Rina getting sick.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they say the lives of Joestar men and the women they marry are like at great risk of ending short or something like that. And I'm looking for that, but I can't find it. But it said Joestar men and the women that they choose as their partners.
If it's anywhere, it would probably be after Shakedown Road.
I'm reading the fucking Legend of Johnny Joestar right now, bro, and I can't find it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and here's where he shoots himself to heal George.
Do we have any more shoes?
That's the Legend of the Joestar Jizo. Well, I'm not sure. Let's think. Hey, here's one. How are Toru and the head doctor related? Because this chapter we got the reveal that yes, Toru is the big boss, and yes, he is a rock human. But we didn't quite get a full rundown on like how Toru operates the stand. Is it him in control? Is it the head doctor? Like, are they the same person? Is there a body puppeteer involved? Is it just the stand looking like that? Is that how the stand has always looked? Has there ever been a real head doctor? All of those questions are still up in the air. So I'm going to put...
Here's one. Is the head doctor a rock woman?
Yeah, I mean, I should. The nature of the head doctor / the wonder of you and his relationship to Toru. How can I, like, make that concise?
Well, I think it's probably better not to make it concise because these are separate issues. You know,
Sure.
one is not going to like necessarily influence the other.
Sure. I'm going to put nature of Toru and the head doctor's relationship, and I'm going to put in parentheses stand / user question mark. Next, I'm going to put true nature of head doctor, I guess, right? Because we need to know if he's a rock human. What'd you say? Should I put the true identity of the rock human, of the head doctor?
Well, I don't know if it's true identity necessarily because we don't even know if
The true
he's
form.
an imposter at all.
Yeah, the true form
We
of the
don't
head
even- we
doctor.
don't even-
Rock human, stand. That's what I put.
Hmm.
What is his true
All right.
form? I think that's a good piece of language to use there. Right, so I have added, why does the head doctor target young Mamazuku? Why does Yasuo encounter the hair clip of the King Dynasty? Is part 8 pro or anti-predestination? Nature of Toru and head doctor's relationship. The true form of the head doctor. What else? Is that all those are all the questions that were raised? Are we... Oh, I have a question.
Find out next week. Same balls time, same balls channel.
Yeah, I have one more question to end off the episode with. Do you remember how this chapter they were talking about all this fucking sorry, big yawn. They were talking about all this, hey, you can have a rock human and human hybrid baby, but only if it's a rock mother and a human father. Human mother and rock father would never work. They like made that clear. They specifically outlined that. And then we see a rock human's life cycle, its development from being a tiny baby to getting picked up by the wasp to living among the wasps, and then we see hatching, and we see Toru hatching. So my question is that baby supposed to be Toru, and we're following his entire like life cycle? Or is it sort of just like representative of the baby cycle, and then we see Toru hatching? But either way, my question is all that shit that they said about like you can have half and half babies sometimes, but not all the times, and even then it's very rare, is that supposed to be foreshadowing that Toru is a human and rock human hybrid? Or is he going to be pure rock? Like, is that going to be relevant or important? I'm going to go ahead and put my money down on him being half human, half rock.
I have one, and I'm not sure if you have this on there, but
So I'm going to put Toru, pure rock or half human.
The origin of the Higashikata rock curse.
Right.
You have that on there?
No, I should put that on there now. The origin of the Higashikata rock curse. So if you don't like the idea of that Rina cheated on Johnny and fucked a rock, and that's what's getting us all in this mess, which you are right, it doesn't make sense with the family tree.
It wouldn't be the first time. Hey, look, it wouldn't be the first time somebody in JoJo cheated.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. Man, everybody in JoJo is like philanderers. What is up with that? Nobody is faithful to their wife. Well, I don't know. I guess
Jonathan is
Jotaro...
faithful to his...
Jotaro kind of is. He never, like, takes another
Jonathan
wife. He just
Jonathan
doesn't want
is
one.
Most faithful to his wife.
Erina? Yeah, because he didn't even have a chance. I mean, who knows what that guy would have done with years of temptation. He was a good boy, but for how long? Anyway, Man, there's a bunch of crumbs on my desk. Fuck. Anyway. If you don't like that interpretation, and also I agree it doesn't work with the family tree at all, then fucking here's an alternate explanation of what that first page is talking about.
All
Check
right.
this. This is a story about breaking a curse, the beginning of it. A curse, as explained by one person, is an impurity that has been handed down because of a sin committed by a distant ancestor you know nothing about. That right there reminds me of what Araki says when he talks about part 3, Dio's motivation for going after the Joestars. He says, like, I thought it would be interesting and scary if you had, like, a really powerful enemy coming after you because of a sin that your ancestor committed against them that you don't know anything about. Like, you never met that ancestor. You have no idea what the beef is. But this person is coming after you, like, and they cannot be stopped. Like, your bloodline is what makes you guilty and targeted by them.
Got it. I know where you're going with this. I know where you're going with this.
I'm just going. I was just.
Norisuke the first fucked up with a Kefu whatever head doctor man.
Oh damn! That's actually not where I was going at all. I was gonna say that this isn't even relevant to Jojolion, and that it's actually just like a shout out to, like much in the same way that right now he's showing the Devil's Palm and the Stone Mask and the Fusion as, like, you know, thematically similar, like these are the miraculous objects. This is like the motivation in one of my previous stories was this, and we're sort of going to riff on that and do a similar thing here. You know, it may not literally be talking about an impurity handed down. It uses the same language that he uses when he talks about Dio's motivation against the Crusaders. But that is actually way more interesting. What if the fucking
that actually doesn't line up, though. Hold on, that actually doesn't line up, though, because the head doctor is 89 years old.
But if he's a rock human, he can be so old, though.
We've been extensively told that he's 89 years old. Shut the fuck up, Mamazuku.
But like, I mean, he could always be 89 in rock years, which in human years is like 300. Because remember, Wu Tomaki is like 30. Wu Tomaki is like 30 in human years and like 70 in rock years. You know? Or no, I'm sorry, other way around. He's been around for way longer than 30 years, but he looks 30 years old. Wu Tomaki. So for a rock human to look that old, he must have been around for a really long time, right?
You know what this is?
What?
You know what this fucking is?
What?
This is the Pillarmen.
I mean,
this is the Pillarmen.
Kinda. I mean, they're now like ageless beings. They're not just fucking people. I mean, like... Wait, how are they the Pillarmen? Elaborate. I mean, this one possibly could be Pillarman-like because he's been around for fucking forever.
You remember how Wamuu killed Caesar's dad?
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. That was it? That was the whole thing? Gotcha.
That was the thing. Yeah.
I understand now. That they're an enemy that just shows up, but they also have like a fucking backstory, previous murder reason to be there.
They're also the Pillarmen were also connected with the Stone Mask, which, as you know, is the reason why this whole thing got started anyway.
Right.
Because they made the Stone Masks, and they used those to create a food source for themselves. And really, the Pillarmen that we see in Part 2 are just like the radical offshoots of the Pillarmen, who killed their entire race and ran away.
Yeah, only sparing Santana, leaving him in a tree with the rest of the masks for safekeeping. Why the fuck did they do that? And also, why did they call him Santana when he was named by Stroheim when they were not there? That's a
You know
genuine
what?
plot hole.
Maybe Iraqi forgot.
Man, fuck you. What do we say about that? That's for clown ass brothers. I don't know. I can't say the words. Especially not in current year. You really can't be saying the N word for any reason anymore. Not for
Yeah,
comedy. You can't be doing that.
not in this climate.
No, certainly not.
I mean,
And I mean,
it's bad enough outside the
I'm not
climate,
even
but in this climate, ooh,
I'm not even trying to
not even
say
gonna go
it
there.
was okay before. It's just like, sometimes you crack a joke and people are like, like it's a blue, it's off color humor, but you don't like really get in trouble for it. Now you get in real trouble. It's fucked. But it probably is how it should have been in the first place. Anyways.
Yeah, you and me, we gotta avoid that.
Yeah. I mean, do you remember when we did the Westcast and we we gotta delete that, right? We gotta delete that? The Westcast where everybody was saying the N-word?
The Westcast I wasn't on and didn't watch because fuck the Westcast.
Yeah, fuck the Westcast. That was one of the few I was on, and it was actually, I think, the only one ever that I edited. It was like the Westcast number 3, where John said the N-word, and then I said it several more times for like different jokes. And then I edited the episode, and I bleeped it out when I said it, but I left it in when John did.
Oh God!
I'm not
You're
even
such an asshole.
I'm not even
You are
joking.
the worst.
No, but
fucking worst.
I told him I would do it on the episode, so I had to fulfill the joke. I said, I'm only going to bleep mine out. I'm going to leave yours in. It was great.
God.
Yeah.
Why are you perpetuating racism, Zach?
I'm not. I'm just trying to be funny and failing. I'm not very good at it. But yeah, that was a great time. I really actually want to do a Westcast again, because I haven't been on one in like probably like more than a year. And, it would be fun. I would like to go on there and be like, what's up, losers? We have the better podcast. Fucking everybody should come watch that instead. And just like do that shtick. Be like, I am from the Superior Podcast by West Mashups brand.
Make sure you read like 93 chapters of Jojolion first.
Oh, well, you don't even need to do that. You can just come here for the banter, for the personality, You can fucking just... We have such good chemistry, Chris. You don't know. Fucking... You don't watch the show. You don't know. You actually don't know.
The banter, like when we go off on a tangent for like 40 minutes and then you're like, why the fuck are we on this tangent?
Yeah. But that's actually the greatest. If I was going to listen to anybody's JoJo podcast, I would want it to be like this. We are lively, but not at all professional. We have energy. We have fun on this podcast. But, we have no professionalism. And like they said on my favorite podcast of all time, Noxcast Radio, where the joke was just the podcast was terrible. Like, they would have people comment and be like, oh man, this episode was really bad. I normally like the show, but geez, this one was really boring and shitty. And Jason would read that comment and be like, the interesting thing about this comment is that we get it every episode. So I don't know what these good episodes are that you guys are referring to. The whole show is like this. Anyway, on Noxcast Radio, they opened a fortune cookie once and it said there is no substitute for a genuine lack of preparation. And they didn't read the fortune cookie ahead of time. That was just legitimately what it said. And they were like, wow, that is the show in a nutshell. There is no substitute for a genuine lack of preparation.
That sounds highly apt.
Yeah, it's great.
This reminds me of like there was a podcast a while ago that I watched. Pretty much every God, I don't even remember if the show was weekly or monthly. But it was called John Rambo the Show. John Rambo presents the show. And they had one episode where they were encouraging viewers to downvote the episode to get it to the most downvoted video on the channel.
Very nice. I like that. You just fucking... If you can't be the best, you might as well be the worst.
It's just so... It's so good to see people willing to laugh at themselves, like us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we revel in the fact that our podcast is kind of a ramshackle production. That's part of the enjoyment of it. I feel like if I wasn't on this podcast, if I like to step outside myself and just be totally a listener, I would appreciate that we're like raw. We don't hold anything back. Like if we think the episode sucks, we'll just say that. There's a certain amount of like, it's very entertaining when the people on the screen are fucking like responding. They have their finger on the pulse, you know? They're not like, how do we put this tactfully for the audience? No, they're just like being real with you in the moment. I like that. So I try to have that feel, you know? We're making it up as we go. Is there anything else?
So do we have any other shoes or red herrings or anything to cover, or have we pretty much covered it?
No, man. I was about to ask you the same question, which I think means that we are good. We've done it. I'm going to go ahead and save shoes yet to drop.txt.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, save that. Fucking, isn't it weird that Araki used to draw muscles like this? Let me send you this. Let me send you this motherfucking picture.
You talk about the wheel shoulders of part 3?
I'm actually talking about the weird mannequin chest. How he has like a plastic, like... Look at his chest. Why is like that?
Yeah, that is weird.
He's like a robot.
That is weird.
Compare that to I'll Save You, I Swear It, where he's ripping off the bandages and he's Rocky. Araki knows how to draw pecs then.
This is also I think he also drew it like this in part 3, in the part 3 style, where it's got that weird like sort of protrusion looking
instead of more defined like individual pectoral muscles. That's kind of how Jotaro's
people looking like Autobots.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to... Wah, 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 wah. That's all I wanted to point out. His weird-ass chest plate. I think the episode's over. How was it? Did you enjoy doing the podcast this month?
Podcast done. I enjoyed doing the podcast this month, yes. Did you enjoy doing the podcast this month?
No. I think we should cancel it and not do it anymore. Just kidding.
Okay, fair enough. Viewers, did you enjoy the podcast this month?
Yeah, we did. Woo! Yeah! The podcast!
Okay. Awesome, cool.
So I guess we have to continue. Sorry, that's how it be. Too much demand.
I guess that's the end of this episode. Is that the end of this episode? I don't know. Is it? Cool.
Yeah, I think it was.